I go.
I'm Dr. Willie Wilson, tax written up to average middle class Americans goes way beyond it. There are sales taxes, real estate taxes, gasoline taxes, and many, many more. As an international businessman, I know that by reducing the billions of dollars we give to other countries, we could help fund our own country. We need to rethink our tax laws and lower the taxes for our own citizens.
Right, that's really crazy. You also know, is this on? Is this mic on? Because this is going to be Juan if she comes. Yeah? I can hear the headphones. Can you hear the mic? Okay. Headphones are fine. Huh? You going to do it? Then if not, let me give it back the way it was working yesterday. But I think like skipping will work really good. You want me to change it up?
No, because then I'll be here at 7:05.
People are parking where the trucks are blocking the exit, waiting for 6 o'clock.
So they can get in.
Backing up traffic.
Yeah, traffic has gotten, it backs up at like 41st now.
It's getting packed. He's trying to go downtown and the motorcycle.
I think we ought to flog all the looters. But that's just me. Uh-oh. I'm gonna have to start wearing gloves.
Why?
We have more people coming in now. Ooh.
Todd. Pay attention to that camera. That's your center.
Hey, I see me.
All right. Do me a favor. Can you keep that? Sonia, can you turn the headphones down in here?
Yeah, they're awfully loud, to be honest.
That's cool. Todd's. That's fine. I'm good.
Oh yeah, that's better. Don't stop till you get it on. Oh, I'm melting. No suspicion. Ooh! That means.
Is there a number on that camera? For quite a while, well, I mind every day and every night. The only thought is you and the things you do. So satisfied with me. I'm just a first.
Ooh, and I like it.
Things you say to me, I'm like the way you comb your hair, and I like those stylish clothes you wear. It's just the little things you do that shows how much you really care. Like when I'm all alone with you, you know exactly what to do. You put a fire inside of me and make it more than just a dream. And I like it. Send chills up my spine every time I take one look at you.
Ooh, and I like it.
Oh, and I like it. Then running sweat you're on my mind every day and every night, but every thought is you. The things you do, so satisfied to me. I must confess it, girl. Ooh, and I like it. You send chills up my spine every time I take one look at you.
Ooh, and I like it.
You're blowing my mind with those things you say to me. I like those way you comb your hair, and I like the stylish clothes you wear. It's just the little things you do that show how much you really care. Like when I'm all alone with you. With my glasses.
You don't have it?
Looking at this generation, feeling hopeless.
Don't let no one
Put you down. See you smile. It's okay to
be black. Okay to be black.
shine. Hey, rise up, rise up. Wake up, Chicago. Wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my co-host, Todd, Stroger, and Todd. You know what, man? I'm going to stop depending on people, man. I think Cousin Juan was supposed to be here with us today, and she faked us out again. Yesterday, she had some issues with her car, but look, Todd, we got to do what we got to do. So
car issues can last a few days, bro.
Definitely, more than one day. All right, y'all, I'm cooking because I was running around here trying to get set before we got started. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my co-host, Todd Stroger, plus Miss Sonia Escobar. Sonia, how you feeling? I tried to turn the air up when I ran out there. It was a little crazy out there. So I'm going to tell y'all what, we're going to do this thing. I am feeling great, too. I'm
Yeah, traffic's slower than usual.
Well, I think we still have it. I mean, we're going to talk about this a little bit later because I wonder, is this part of our new normal? You know, they're trying to normalize it by saying, hey, we're not, this isn't a curfew. It's just an overnight slowdown. Right?
No, just wait till the next time they try this looting strategy and the police or somebody with riot gear comes out, breaks a few heads, a little tear gas, rubber bullets. Things will start to normalize.
I don't think that's going to happen, Todd.
If that doesn't happen, then we're all screwed.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I think we're through.
And you know I'm a non-violent type.
No, you know it's your party guy. You know you're probably like, shoot when you see the whites of their eyes.
That got nothing to do with party.
You like that safety?
I like normalization and safety. Yes, I do.
All right, well, I'll tell you what. I don't know if anybody is really safe right now. I think the world that we live in, we're thinking about a new normal, man. I think it is essentially, I'm starting to feel like it may be every man for himself, right? Like, and you got to band together collectively. I'm still charged about what I saw in Inglewood yesterday.
Wait a minute, we need warlords?
I think, well, we're going to talk about that today.
Go.
We're going to talk about that because, I was thinking about the whole concept of checking in. Remember how we were talking about yesterday, the whole thing, and like the people from not Antifa that came to Inglewood. No, what were the
Black
people?
Lives Matter?
Black Lives Matter and CPAC came to Inglewood, and they didn't check in, and they got kind of ran out, which I agreed with, quite frankly.
Oh, I agree with it too.
My question, though, is who is the check-in? Who do you check in with? Who gives you the pass?
I think it's bigger than checking in. I think their issue was, okay, every time you guys show up, there's disorder. We really don't want you showing up. I think that's really what they were saying. Forget that check-in stuff.
I agree.
You're not going to be the leader of this, because when you're the leader, then something crazy.
Black people get whooped.
That's right.
So I agree to an extent, Todd. I think we got to talk about it, though. Like, how does this process work? Because I just don't want nobody messing up and getting caught up in the wrong kind of situation. So we're going to talk about that. But look, we got everybody locked and loaded. Let's get this thing up to 60,000 feet. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson, co-host Todd Stroger, Miss Sonia Escobar. All right, Todd. Kamala Harris for VP. Got social media on fire. Fire. It's by gosh, I think it's a fire. Mm-hmm. I first of all, running around here. Okay, wait, let me back up. Shout out to Todd and Herb and their producer, Miss Sonia Escobar, who put up another great episode yesterday of I Said What I Said. Todd,
I caught some of that.
I
had to duck. Whoa.
You got the duck when you talking to. Well, I Said What I Said. They went in. All right, let me tell you. So, shout out to I Said What I Said. They touched on the Kamala Harris. I want to point out that I was gonna do some name calling, but I'm not gonna do some name calling. And I'm gonna have to tell Todd and Herb, we're gonna have to clip their show and play that section when they started listing all the court cases. The Kamala Harris court cases, because remember, everybody was all in their emotions. They was talking crazy. I ain't gonna say nothing about Dolores snapping on people, but she was snapping on people, and then they started running the cases. Kamala locking the mama up because the baby had sickle cell anemia for truancy. I mean, it was so. We're gonna dive into this because there's a few questions with the Kamala Harris that I want to talk about today. And the social media question is going to revolve around it. And then I want to talk about Black Enough. I think Kamala Harris is bringing the ADOS debate to the forefront. Because what is really black? Right? Like,
that question is being beaten to death.
I mean, it is being beaten to death, but I think it deserves an answer now. Well, okay, so...
That's probably true, because I've taken a few looks at them. I'm like,
I keep... Okay. I just need to say the Maestradamus.
But don't get me wrong, it's not that I really care.
And see, but here's my thing. Remember what I said yesterday? Don't try to sell me on the black. Just sell me on, be who you are. Sell me on your policy. Sell me on why you're best. I think that she should be proud of her heritage, and I don't think you got to blend. I told you, I keep telling you about those, I told you about in college. The Indian girls who everybody played like was black. And I think Audrey Tanksley hit it hard, though. She was like, y'all, it was just because they was light-skinned with long hair. They wasn't really light-skinned, though. They was like the brown caramely color, so it was like they really played it off. Right? Like, they played it like, they was like, I got Indian hair, for real. I'm just telling you, Todd, I think it's something to this. All right. Let's do this. Let's take a quick break. Let's go to a Sonia mix. Let's hear a couple commercials. We got Secure Automate. We can put the Secure in there too. Let's throw all of those in there. We got a couple commercials. We'll listen to some music, and then when we come back, we'll continue this conversation. And I really do resent the fact that because I ask what I feel are questions germane that I gotta be stupid. Like, y'all keep understanding every time you.
Oh, I didn't think you were stupid. I thought you were a woman hater.
See, but I'm gonna tell you that is exactly how grab him in the cooch. But I'm saying it's exactly that.
Forgot about him.
Remember?
Yeah.
I'm just telling you. It's like you attacking some. I think some women like masculine men. Some women like manly. We'll talk about it all when we come back. It's the Maze Jackson Show.
Ooh, that sounds like trouble.
Ooh, that sounds like trouble.
So I sent you Rodney's publicist number.
Oh Lord, he got a publicist. I don't know if I could. I don't want to.
Maybe it's somebody that's
look, man. I don't want to talk to no publicist. The publicists get all funny when a politician got a publicist. That's when it's a problem.
Well, he said he'd be happy to do it. She would put it together.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Let it be the scheduler. Don't talk to them. No, I'm not going to say that. I got to give me some more publicist relationships. I just need to tell y'all that, okay, if you all help us, I think between today and tomorrow, we will be able to reach over 100,000 people this week.
Ooh, that's a lot of people.
Check this out. We're already over 70,000 this week. Do y'all understand what that means? Todd, that's a lot of people, bro.
That's a lot of people.
Like, if you can literally put the numbers up and say, we reach 70,000 people weekly, here's the actual stats. Not guess. No suspect, not because it's in your heart,
right?
But because the math shows you.
That's like the biggest, or the second biggest city in every state, except for, New York or something.
Right. Oh, we got the stars. We got to get Sonia a mic out there.
Danger, Will Robinson.
This secure moment is brought to you by Secure Home Automation, your premier authorized security. Innovations occur every 23 seconds, fire every 85 seconds, and medical emergencies occur suddenly. In times like these, get secured home and automation and an affordable wireless home alarm system with professional monitoring. This includes fast emergencies response, free security analysis, free equipment, and free installation. A limited time offer, be proactive. Call today, don't delay. 708-251-5069. That's 708-251-5069. The first 10 callers receive a free camera valued at $250. Call now, 708-251-5069, or visit our website, securehomeandautomation.com. Secure Home and Automation, where your life safety is our priority. It brings authorized dealers. Certain restrictions apply.
You are listening to the most dangerous show in the morning. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
You know who I am?
Yes, you are the boss.
Yeah, I'm the boss.
Am I back? You are listening to What's in It for the Black People Radio live on WBGX 1570 AM. Hey, I want to remind you, you can watch us on Facebook Live. You can see everything that's going on behind the scenes. You can also check us out on YouTube. Don't forget, you can download the TuneIn app. Go to the Google Play Store. Right? Go to the Google Play Store or the App Store on your iPhone or your Android. Download TuneIn. Hit the buttons. Hit the X in the corner so you don't pay. Don't got to pay the $9.99. And then load us up and check us out. Take us with you everywhere you go. All right, y'all. This is the Maze Jackson Show, Todd. I am super excited. What's in it for the Black People Media? I got to change the signs. What's in it for the Black People Media? I told you Herb and Tucson put up some numbers. They done put up some nice numbers this week. Shout out to Mike Brown, who put up some stupid numbers on Solo. Hey, Mike, I'm telling you, man, Mike Brown put up some... Sonia asked, was you married? Did you ask, is he married? You know, he could... I'm going to tell you, Mike Brown putting up crazy, stupid numbers, too. The What's in it for the Black People Network, right now, we're touching 70,000 people a week, Todd. 70,000. 70,000. Right? I got to guess that right now, Todd, we got to be in the space of the biggest black-owned networks in the city already. And we are only adding to the mix.
Right.
What I'm starting to recognize is... Oh, and let me say this also. To everybody who has been sending us the stars, I want to tell you, please and thank you, continue to supporting us. Each one of those stars, while they're a penny, every penny counts. And yesterday, man, we had at the end of, you know what, on Tell Me Something Good Friday? This is what we're gonna do on Tell Me Something Good Friday. We're gonna pay homage to the top star givers of the week.
Is that cheese?
Homage, man. Homage.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like Target, man. Get with the program.
I'm trying.
But I am going to tell you that and I'm also going to tell you thank you for monetizing all of our other programs. As we continue to build, again, I tell you, I can't wait till we get the million penny mark. Like, what's a million pennies? Would that be $10,000?
Sonia, you still going to college?
Lord have mercy. I'm going to tell you, and if you are looking to be, Todd, I think we're reshaping media. So if you are looking, even if you're looking to be a producer, if you got a podcast, if you got a show that you want to do, we are looking for those opportunities. Now, we're taking the best of the best. Best of the best of the best of the best. Now, if you are in the middle and you want to get developed, if you want a larger platform, right? If you're trying to get, we putting up stupid numbers, bro. Think about this. Do you know how hard it is to engage an audience of 50 people? Do you think you could right. All right. Can I just make sure we point out that our growth is organic? Shout out to our social media guru, Aunt Tennille, who has always said no stunts. No stunts.
I don't know. I was thinking of jumping off the top of the building.
Do it. I want to see. Can we film it? Can we film it? I will film it.
Maybe,
look, but just give me.
Rappel.
Can I? And let. Then we can make them. What we can do if you jump is we can make it a paid Facebook Live event. And then we can charge. And then you got to wait till we get to like 500 viewers at $50. And we pay $50. You think we get 500 people to 500 people to see Todd jump off the roof? Oh, a thumb. I'd rather see the Ruthie Todd death match in claymation. We got in claymation. We got. All right, y'all. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I hope you all are rocking with us. Hey, man, can y'all do me a favor? Everybody watching on social media, could y'all do me? Y'all know I'm petty, right? Y'all know I'm super petty. Salim Muwakil. Come on where you meant to be. I'm just telling y'all. Do y'all understand what is going to happen in September? I don't think you all really understand what happens in September.
It gets cold. I can't stand it.
It's getting ready to get hot up in this month. Oh, we're going to have some football. We might be watching Madden tournaments.
Maybe that's what we should do. We should have a football game.
Man, we gotta get Big O. Where's Big O, man?
Well, he'd be the designated quarterback?
No, you just gonna be his designated tackling dummy. Now that I would pay to see. Could we see Todd and Big O lined up? Todd got on his equipment. When Todd got up,
I'm gonna run right by.
You gonna run right? Shoot,
I'm gonna turn left at the stoplight.
Look, man,
Just throw it.
I think that's why Big O. Look, he would have did better than the riding cowboy, right? I'm just saying.
That cowboy has to eat too, bro.
Man,
That horse is expensive.
he was riding downtown with the he was riding downtown with
He
the.
should have saved some of them stores.
Nah, he was down there looting some of the stores. He was like, I got a posse. Wheel! All right, let me run through just a couple more of these because we're going to go to... I want to open up the live lines. Sonia, you got the phone ready or no? Not yet. I'll do this part. You do that part. But before we do, let's do this. We'll do it when we take a break. Did you hear the Russians got a cure for coronavirus? And Vladimir Putin...
And they say it's true. I mean, that's what Putin said.
Well, and he gave it to his daughter.
Yes. His daughter's an adult, though,
You
right?
know he got daughters probably all over the world, Joe. He probably like spare one, get one. She probably like that's the spare one. Take her.
Right.
Did you see the mayor announced a monument review committee to review the monuments and statues in the city for racism?
You know, there's a book. I'm not sure if we had it. I think we had it. There's a book that tells you
all the monuments and statues. They got it on the page.
In the parks.
Yeah, they got it right now. I think I'm gonna buy it. But the thing I want to point out is, Todd, the committee was all white. So the white people gonna judge what was white. He wasn't really that bad of a guy. Well, no. Why was he then that do? Right. What were you gonna say, Todd, before we go?
Oh, I was just gonna say, regular folks, they don't know nothing about this, boss.
Okay, see, that's exactly why all these people they're gonna be like, he wasn't that bad. I mean, how many slaves did he actually own? Right. Like, did he? I mean, when on the scale of slavery, I mean, he was really a small slave owner. He only had 20.
They had their own rooms.
They had room, and just think, he even had a love affair with one of his Sally Hemings. Right, and that chain
she had a single suite.
Right, a single suite, better known as a closet, and it came with the deluxe chain to the bed. Hey y'all, this is the Mace Jackson Show where we tell the truth. We'll be back. I want to understand: do you hate black women if you don't support their politics? Todd, I think I was a victim of that. I think I got it in writing somewhere, right, where it was like attacking black women because black people were getting attacked.
Whenever I saw your name on Facebook, I just avoided it. Let me keep scrolling. This won't end up well.
Oh no, this letter came in my email.
Oh,
right. That's how we got here. Look, y'all, we'll be back. This is the Mace Jackson Show. Todd said, I don't want no parts of that one. I will be back. Okay, Sonia, you got the phone? Call.
Non-violent offenders. The rich get richer, and the everyday people suffer. It's time for a change, and with your help, I'm here to do it. I'm asking for your support as I run for a U.S. Senator in 2020.
Paid for by Willie Wilson.
All the numbers are programmed in. Sonia, all the numbers are programmed. I got a call. Huh? I'm ready to come back. I got you. Let's just come back to the show.
Vociferous.
All right, y'all. This is the Maze Jackson Show. We are live on What's in It for the Black People Radio, WBGX 1570 AM. You can watch us on Facebook Live. Download the TuneIn app on the Google Play Store or the App Store, as well as you can watch us on YouTube, or just go straight to the old school radio, 1570 AM. You are listening to What's in That, just like that, right? You know how you got to...
Yeah, I remember back in the 70s going downtown with my dad, and life would just kind of like end on the radio for us.
Well, I'm going to tell you, life on the radio used to end for me when we got in the car. Remember? I told you, AM radio only.
Only.
I mean, we literally had to go through the parking lot, and they'd be like, oh, FM radio, nah. FM radio, nah. They're like, sir, on FM radio.
Well, in the 70s, it didn't matter. There was nothing on FM anyway. I don't know what was on FM.
And then, this was the 80s, man. And then you had the, WLS was on AM. But I wasn't allowed to listen to that because they played center music. All right, y'all. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson, Todd Stroger. I'm ready to ask the social media question of the day. The phone lines are open, 872-259-7474, 872-259-7474. The lines are open, and I am ready to take your call. Caller, I see you, Renee, so I'm going to take you shortly. But I got to get the question out. Do you hate black women if you don't support their politics? I think this question has been brought to the forefront because of there's a couple things that have been brought to the forefront because of Kamala Harris, in my estimation. This being one of them, the concept, Todd, that Kamala Harris, if you question, so I'm not gonna lie, I have questioned all types of stuff on Kamala Harris, and even as you start to look at the pictures, you starting to have the same questions I got.
No, I don't have any questions.
You don't care, but you know where I'm coming from.
Yes, I do.
You know I ain't crazy when I say I'm not sure she's actually physically like two black parents, but I'm gonna leave. That's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah, I don't.
We'll say that for 8 o'clock. I know.
She went to Howard. I'm happy with
it. See, okay, that's gonna be my 8 o'clock. Eminem could have went to Howard too, but that's okay.
But he didn't.
Okay. But Omarosa did. All right, now let me. So we're gonna touch this. Okay. So
confused is a different topic.
Here we go. So Kamala Harris was the Attorney General in the state of California during a time when the most black men were locked up. She was known as a tough on crime prosecutor.
What's her time period? 20 what? 10,
I'm gonna let you do
11?
it. Go ahead.
I forgot. Now.
Okay, so Google it. You can Google it.
Yeah, okay.
The fact of the matter is, she maximized it. And so I think yesterday, I'll tell you, Herb and Tucson did a great job of listing all of the cases where Kamala Harris was just like, remember when she was like, they found the guy innocent?
Okay, let's take all our lives and dissect them 1 year at a time. Sonia, you first.
Is she gonna right?
Unlike Sonia, I made all the right decisions.
Obviously not on your campaign staff. That's okay though. That's okay. I was just, so. With the Kamala Harris, I don't think her policies were friendly to black people. I think that even during when she was running for president, one of the things that cooked my grits with her was the fact that she was always immigrant, because they were selling black to us. Right? Like she was a black. I remember when she came out during the Barack, she had the white on, and it was like, oh my God, it's a female Barack. And I was feeling them. I was at the DNC in Charlotte, and I was feeling it, boy. I was like, ooh, she gonna be. She had the magic, and they had the white and the stars, and I was like,
6 years.
Okay. In 6 years, she made it her mission to lock the Negroes up. But that's a whole nother point.
But I mean, I don't know one way or another, but I will say that her office must have more power
than ours.
Than ours.
It does.
Yeah.
And she was an activist. She was an activist. She took her job as the Attorney General, as the Chief Law Enforcement Officer, seriously.
Yeah. But I think people talk about the one things they don't like, kind of like, I don't remember which one you said. I think it was Sonia. They want to talk about the one thing they don't like. They don't talk about all the other things that she did.
So tell me, I haven't
heard me when I was at the
county board.
Yeah.
So I just don't feel like she hasn't even really talked about all the good things she's done.
I think you might be right about
that. I think she hasn't. I think she relied on black girl magic to get there. Right? Back up. I'm not saying she's not an attorney. I'm saying that as the Attorney General, I don't want to tell me now, don't sell me on her blackness. Sell me on her, and I hate to use qualified because that's the white people word, but sell me on why as a black person I would want to vote for her. Her record. Now, the fact that...
You know what white people say about white people when they go to like historically black colleges, law school?
What?
They point it out.
Right.
Yeah, he went Southern because that's where he could get in.
However, what you got to look at is Howard is also now known, like its dental school is almost all Indian.
Really?
So what's happening and what you're seeing at places like Xavier and all these places is the kids that want to go in and get in, they find a different route. So I'm parking all that.
I'm almost 60, so my...
I'm right. I know. I'm parking all that, though. I'm parking all that. What I am asking, Todd, is I don't particularly care for Kamala Harris. I didn't care for her just on her immigration stance. On the fact that she went down there every day and she was crying about them kids in the cages when she was putting black people in the cages. And I said that during the primary. I'm going to tell you that she failed to convince black people during the presidential race, which is why she got out so quick. Like, honestly. Now, I'm not saying that doesn't disqualify her from being the vice president. But what I detest is the concept that because I don't care for her as a candidate, I'm not saying I won't vote. She ain't a deciding factor for me. Now, the fact that I openly say that and I openly challenge every politician.
Right. That's the way.
How is it that I now become a woman hater because now she's the magical Negro conjurer, and now I'm supposed to be like, because Joe Biden done picked her to be the vice president. We didn't like her before. That's how Joe Biden is the presidential nominee. Really, it was black people that saved Joe Biden. Black people did not save Kamala Harris. So my question right now to the callers is, do you have to hate black women to not agree or support them politically? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. 872-259-7474. Now, the phones are already ringing. I'm going to go to Renee. Renee, you are on the Maze Jackson show. How are you this morning? Bring it up, Sonia. I can't hear. Hello? Hello? All right, hold on, Renee. Just hold on, because I'm going to put you back. I'm going to return you to the queue. We're going back to the system we had yesterday. All right, so just hold on. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Todd, I don't feel like Kamala Harris, in my estimation, has been pro-black. And I feel like the whole concept of trying to paint her as pro-black or painting me as a woman hater because I don't support her politics is crazy. Hello? You here today? you rocking with me?
I'm just learning more. But no, I don't think you should be portrayed as a woman hater. I think you could be portrayed as many things, but not a woman hater just because you have questions. It's almost like when Obama was the president.
See?
You couldn't ask any questions.
And so here's my thing. I think she becomes if you don't address the questions and you avoid them, then guess what? She just becomes an easy target. So every time that I'm gonna be clear. My questions are not different from black people's questions. There's a lot of black women that aren't feeling Kamala. There's a lot of them that are not feeling Kamala Harris.
Uh-huh.
And I guess my question now becomes, how do we deal with it? I need you to talk.
Oh! Mays was giving me orders, but he was non-verbally, and I'm not very good at non-verbal. Well, you know what? I don't think that not being 100% in her corner, or even trying to figure out if you're in her corner right now, it should be a problem. I mean, to be honest, I never really knew much about her, even through the process when she was running for the Democratic nominee. I mean, I really just started looking up. You know, you heard a lot of back and forth, but it was always about, well, she sent black men to jail. I found that when people give short answers like that, that means they don't really know much about you. They just say, well, I know she did this, but they only know that because, you know, that was her position. I guess as the Attorney General, which is a little different than ours, was, but once I started reading about her, I was like, wow, there's a lot more to her. So there should be a debate about that, because asking questions about her only helps everybody, and it might even turn some people who were like, I didn't like her, into, oh, is that who she is?
Exactly, that's my point, Todd. I feel like don't hide from the situation. All right, I'm going to go to live line. Renee, you are on the Mays Jackson Show. How are you today?
I'm doing good. Can you hear me?
We can hear you great. Thank you.
Okay, great. Okay, good.
Come on.
Good to make it in.
Okay, good. Come on, I need you to tell me. Let's go.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm from I'm originally from Chicago, but I live here in California. So I've had, personal interactions with Kamala and the Democratic Party out here, and I know that Kamala is not African American friendly. Kamala has not done much for the prison system out here. Of course, we have the black population that's 30 to 40% African American. They never did anything to stop building the prisons. She never did anything to stop imprisoning African Americans. All of the prison reforms, and with her being the Attorney General, with the Democrats being the supermajority, they never did anything for the African American prison population till this immigration thing went on. And then they passed a bill that said you can't build any immigration centers. In addition, you have to stop building the private prisons. But we have been fighting to stop building private prisons for years. Kamala never said a word. So she's more pro-immigrant than she is African American. And for me, right now, she hasn't done anything, and that's a topic for me. That's a priority for me. And I could go on for some other things that they've done, and she's not supported the African American community.
Thank you so much, Renee. I appreciate your opinion. And Renee was calling us from California. I just want to talk about it because it does seem to me, until it was convenient. I want to know what was Kamala's black program prior to the Barack era.
Well, Renee lives in California. I don't. And I'm just reading off of Wikipedia.
Gotcha.
But from Wikipedia, it says in 2013, she launched the California Department of Justice Division of
In what year?
2013.
Okay.
Recidivism Reduction and Reentry, in partnership with the district attorney offices in San Diego, Los Angeles, and Alameda County.
Okay.
But I'm not certain which county that is. Is that San Francisco or something?
I think that's right around. Was that right around the time of? Well, I don't know. Okay, that you got one.
No, I just talking about the county. I don't
Okay,
know.
you got one. You got one. Look, let's do this. Let's
Well,
go.
there's actually another one.
Okay, well, hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. Let's get through. We got a bank full of calls.
Oh, good.
So let's take the calls and then we'll let them talk. All right, let's go. This is the Maze Jackson Show. Caller, you're on live.
Hey, man, what's going on, man?
What's up, man?
This just James Big Slim, man.
Oh, what's up, Big Slim? Man, I seen you on social. Come on with it.
Hey, mate, one thing. This whole the thing about the little penny thing, I don't understand how that works. I was looking for you when I was up and down the street, man. I got $100 for you, man.
Woo!
I want to give it to you in your hand.
Ooh, nah, you know what? Okay, Jimmy, you know where I'm at, yo. You know where the crib at.
Right, but I was hoping to see you outside in front of the house, man. I was just gonna put it in your hand, man.
I got to be careful being out front of the house. I appreciate you, brother.
I know. This is what I called for, man. Yesterday, yesterday on social media, man, I think I pissed off a lot of people.
You too?
Yeah, with this Kamala Harris thing. And this is my thing about black people, which we have this problem of going to the table with our emotions. It's like we hate Trump more than we love ourselves. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
And the Democratic Party plays on our emotions. You can't go to the table showing your weakness. The Democratic Party need us more than they need us more than we need them. But we constantly always going to the table with this mindset of the choosing between the two evils. Evil is evil. It's just one administrative thing evil different than the other.
Ooh.
And I think and we so, especially when it comes to our sisters, man. I think I got deleted. I don't know. I've been. We just not trying to hear. We don't leverage our power, man. That's our problem. You understand?
Yeah.
We don't leverage our power.
I'm with you, brother.
And the Democratic Party is going to continue to use us because they know we hate Trump more than we love ourselves, and that's the problem.
Okay.
That's all I got to say.
Thanks, brother. I appreciate you. That's James Big Slim Davis.
Hey, man.
Yo, come on.
I'm serious about that, man. And I want to put that in your hand. I want to give it to you, all right?
All right, inbox me and then I'll give you my number. We can make it out. Thanks, brother. I appreciate you. All right, let's keep going to the calls. All right, caller. Uh-oh. Here go Frank. Frank from the West. Hold on. Come on, Frank. Frank, I hear you. Come on, brother.
Thank you, my brother. Good morning to you, Maze.
Good morning.
Maze, brother Todd and
morning,
Sister
Frank.
Sonia. How y'all doing?
Great.
All right.
Once again, another great social media question. Do you hate black women because you don't agree with their politics? No, that's ridiculous. No, they don't. They shouldn't be getting on you about that. All politicians should be treated equal and be subject to critique. Okay, but here's the problem with that when it comes to women. This goes deeper than that. This goes with the mentality of women in this country, period. We live in a country that women want to be treated equally. And you know something? I believe in that. All the way across the board, women should be treated equally. Okay, they do the same kind of work, pay them the same pay. They do better, give them raises, promotions, the whole 9 yards, et cetera, et cetera. But here's where the problem is coming in there with women. They want to be treated equally when it benefits them.
Right!
Treated unequally when it benefits them.
Woo!
You can't have your cake and eat it too.
Thank you.
Okay, you cannot have your cake and eat it too. You want to be treated equally, we're going to treat you equally. As far as Kamala Harris is concerned, her goods far outweigh her bad. She wasn't my kind of eater, and Joe Biden eat them. But this is what we got, and this is not the two. That's the two evil. No, Joe and Kamala Harris and the Democratic Party is not evil. This is good versus evil. The Republican Party is the evil one. We need to come out that mentality of being the dog being wagged by its tail. Once you put them in the office, now we make them do what we want them to do. Don't sit back and wait on see what they're going to do. Screw her issues with the criminal justice system, Canada. You can't be a criminal and then cry about how much time you got. If you know that this white was going to get 5 or 10 years for robbing a bank, but you're going to get 15 or 20 years, then why are you robbing a bank then? Don't come crying to me. You know what I'm saying? You're a criminal. You did it wrong.
That's
my point on
you
that.
sound like Todd, Frank. Frank, you sound like Todd on that one, man. I appreciate you calling. Man, we got a bank full of calls. Y'all got opinions on this one. I love it. We're going to take the next call. Todd, you okay if I take the call?
Please do.
You sure? All right, Cedric, you're on the Maze Jackson Show.
Good morning, brothers. How you guys
Good morning.
doing?
Hey, man, I'm
Thank
feeling
you.
real hated right now.
Hey, you know what? Draw a compare and contrast real quick. Now, they're saying that if you disagree with a woman's politics, especially a black woman's politics, that you're considered a woman hater.
I know where this one's going. I saw this one yesterday. Come on.
Why is it that if it had, like, for instance, had it been, let's say, Condoleezza Rice, and you hated on her, you hated on her policies and politics, they will applaud you for that, wouldn't they?
Yes, they would. What if it was Candace Owens? Omarosa. Remember Omarosa? I'm just saying. What?
Are they black?
No, they're not. They went to black colleges. They went to HBCUs, right? And they could show both of their black parents. Yeah.
Man. So is it across the board, or is it just a particular party?
No, it's a particular.
Yeah, I mean, which one is it?
Right, I'm with you. I'm gonna tell you, Cedric. I think they want their cake and they want to eat it too. Mayor Lori Lightfoot wants to call people out. She wants to be like "F you" and then be like, "We won't accept this attack on black women." Me, Keisha Lance Bottoms. Can I tell you something? And I just want to be clear. I honestly believe that the timelines would look 3 million times different if it was Keisha Lance Bottoms. Even if it was Stacey Abrams. I don't even like Stacey Abrams. But I'm telling you, I think the timelines and the conversation would be different. Like, y'all, you can't get mad because we can see, the more you see those pictures, you keep saying to Todd, we never heard in the presidential candidacy, did anybody ever hear about her being Indian? I can't, and besides me saying, she's an Indian.
This ain't my battle. I don't care. And I don't even remember seeing her fighting, saying, I'm black, leave me alone.
That's my point. So don't hit me with the black girl magic. I don't necessarily agree with the policies. Lisa, where is Lisa? Lisa Cooper said, when it's a man, don't nobody never care about their body count. Ain't nobody said nothing about her and Willie. Or her and the white boy.
I didn't know what the body count was.
But you knew exactly what I meant. Yeah. But I'm just saying, I don't care about her and Willie or her and the white guy. That I'm saying, how many black people was she a criminal justice reform advocate? Like, how many people? Kim Fox let out how many black people out of jail? She got she could say I'm pro-black.
Well, I think I told you about that system. Here's something that it's kind of harder to point that way, but I'll still say it.
Okay.
So she sued Citigroup and J.P. Morgan and Bank of America for CalPERS and CalSTRS, which are the big, gigantic pension funds in California. And came out with a ton of money, $193 million from Citigroup.
How much did it go back to the black peoples?
Hey, if you don't know, the greatest employers for black people is the public sector. So,
no, I agree with that.
Yeah, they made out well.
Let's go to the live line. Let's go to Brittany McMahon. Brittany on the Mace Jackson Show. Brittany? All right, we're going to drop Brittany. All right, let's see. Who we got? Man. Okay, so look, y'all. This is the Mace Jackson Show. Give us a call. 872-259-7474. Do you have to, if you don't support black women's politics, do you hate them? Right? Do you have to hate women? I feel like everything I've said, like nobody has acknowledged what people are talking about. They have just straight gone to you hate women. All right, let me go to the live line because I think she has returned. Brittany? Or is it Renee? Uh-oh. All right, well then we're going to drop you. All right, y'all, this is the Mace Jackson Show. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Sonia, was that you giving me the sign telling me it's time? All right, well, look, we got to do this. Let's take a moment. Let's get a little information, a little music in your system. I'll tell you, it's hot than a mug in here. So the weather is 72 and partly cloudy with a high today of 80, low of 69. It is actually 6:59, and we'll be back after these messages.
The Mace Jackson Show will be back after this break.
Damn, these motherfuckers are loud.
You can unplug it.
Yeah.
Did you?
No. Oh, that's those.
Oh, you're right. Did I send you that, or did I screw that up? Every once in a while, I try to send people stuff and it don't work out the way I
What were you trying to send me?
Oh, I was trying to send you the press
contact
person. Yeah.
I don't have it now, but I mean, you might have sent it. I mean, send it to me via email or text. I'm not gonna get it right now anyway.
No, I'm just no. Rodney responded, so I was like, shoot, I must have done this backwards.
What's up to everybody on YouTube? I want to say what's up to all the people tuned in on YouTube. If you all can do me... Hold on. What's up to everybody on YouTube? I want to ask you all to do me a significant favor. If you all can like the page, like the broadcast, but actually hit like and start commenting in the comments, that would be great as well. I'm trying to grow my, as well as subscribe. We're trying to grow our YouTube audience as well. We currently have about 78 people watching on YouTube Live. So I know YouTube, some of you all...
It must have worked.
No, that wasn't from you.
Oh.
78 people watching live on YouTube. I appreciate y'all too. You're not going to hear Sonia until I turn on the mic. I'm sorry, guys. I'll remember to do that when she starts talking. I got to turn on the speaker. Right? Shout out to, let's see, who we got? All the YouTube comments are from Facebook. Who's actually on YouTube? What's up, Sabrina Sadiq?
So who are you people?
What up, Ronald Lewis? What up, Protector 006? What up, Janet C? We know, Janet, we know we stay on live. You get behind the scenes and know you don't get Sonia's mic. It's not on. You only get what's in the studio. Cool? Thank you, Sabrina Sadiq. I appreciate you making us a mainstay. Share it to your people. But don't even forget us. We got a whole lineup of programming coming, y'all. I cannot wait till next week till we announce what's big, big, big. Bigger than big happening. Well, the program.
People milling around at
Mission.
3 o'clock at night.
The program. Hey, Michelle Harris. What up, Clarence Thomas?
The jurors?
Well, yes. Commercials first. Commercials first. The program. What up, Theo? What up, James Cooper? What up, Rico Brown? What's up, Mrs. Martin? You gotta sign in on Facebook. know you like what you see. Sonia having her own party. What up, Anthony Robinson? What up, Real Biz? I see y'all. What up, Mark Pat? Where my star lovers, my star givers on the Maze Jackson page? YouTube, come show us some love. Sonia is having her own party. She done forgot about us. Son, do you like what you say?
This secure moment is brought to you by Secure Home and Automation, your premier authorized home security dealer. Home invasions occur every 23 seconds, fire every 85 seconds, and medical emergencies occur suddenly. In times like these, get secured home and automation and an affordable wireless home alarm system with professional monitoring. This includes fast emergencies response, free security analysis, free equipment, and free installation. A limited time offer, be proactive. Call today, don't delay. 708-251-5069. That's 708-251-5069. Callers receive a free camera valued at $250. Call now, 708-251-5069, or visit our website, securehomeandautomation.com. Secure Home and Automation, where your life safety is our priority. It brings authorized dealers, certain restrictions apply.
You are listening to the most dangerous show in the morning. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
Looking at this generation feeling hopeless. Ain't no hocus pocus. James, you gotta buy the stars on Facebook. Shine. You're beautiful inside. Hey, rise up, rise up. Don't you know you can... Wake up, Chicago. Wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my co-host, Todd Stroger. Miss Sonia Escobar on the wheels of steel, y'all, and it is 7 o'clock. We had a great conversation about Kamala and her political policies. Todd, you know I'm going to talk about the race. 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock, though. Okay. This hour, though, a couple things that caught my attention that I want to talk about. First, I want to talk about this check-in process. I really want to go back to what happened in Inglewood when the Black Lives Matter, Good Kids Mad City, CPAC, and a whole bunch of white folks came to invade Inglewood, and they were repelled by Daryl Smith, my man Keith Harris, and the Inglewood Political Task Force, who told them take that mess somewhere else. We got our own things going on here, and I want to talk about that. I also want to talk about the way the Lightfoot administration handles people. Did you see the story about Fred Waller?
No.
So we got to talk about that, right? We got to talk about that because...
I knew he wasn't had.
Well...
I didn't know why.
We got to talk about kind of the way black men are summarily... It's like, it's funny to... It's not funny, it's interesting to me. They put a story in the paper about... that alluded to why he was let go. right? It wasn't, or he resigned. He wasn't let go while he was resigned. But it's like the timing of these stories seems to go with the pattern of Lightfoot and I spit on your grave, right? Like, I'm going to kick you out and then I'm going to burn your name so that it's not me, it's you. And I can deflect.
Right. After you're gone, we'll let a story out that reflects badly on you.
Exactly. And then it destroys his future earning potential and puts a black mark on his record. And then it goes back to the woman hating thing because his situation was really interesting. So it's funny. The Fred Waller story, I want to talk about it because as I was writing the story, my opinion on it evolved. Right? It's like it evolved on where I thought about it. So we're going to talk about that. But let's do this. Let's go back. Oh, then at 8 o'clock, I want you all to tune in because we're going to ask what is black enough. Right? Like, this Kamala Harris, in my estimation scenario, has brought the ADOS argument to the forefront. Now, and for those of you that don't know what the ADOS argument is, or the ADOS debate, and I'm paraphrasing, it is that there is a distinction between black people in the diaspora, and that there is a specific debt that is owed to American descendants of slavery. And I think this Kamala Harris thing brings it to the forefront because, again, like, I think, Todd, I actually respect your position, which is I don't care, right? I don't care what she is. It's just I'm anti-Trump and I'm voting Democrat. I mean, I think
no, and I don't think that she's a bad
person,
right,
or she's not a bad candidate, which I agree. I mean, I'm not going to say that, but I think that this debate of blackness, and I think the fact that they're trying to sell that, and the fact that people are being
this whole thing where her birth certificate supposed to popped up on Facebook yesterday. Did you see that?
Yeah, and it said Caucasian.
Yeah, like, come on now.
I feel like there's some significance to that, but that's why I'm going to save this conversation.
Okay.
Let's go back to the check-in process. So, I think it was interesting that the press has really picked up on the fact that CPAC and the white folks, I remember y'all looked at my Facebook page, I was showing y'all the white people were invading. I went to Haley's Hoagies to get a sandwich 2 days ago. And while I was leaving, it was the big black flag. As a matter of fact, they showed the big black flag on the news. It was a 10 by 10, man. It was huge. I mean, and the white boy was on the back just waving. I was like, man, you could have been a fighting the line out cheerleader with that. Right. But what I think, I'm not exactly sure, but I do appreciate the fact that there was a line of demarcation drawn for the media, right? I don't necessarily I feel like the media kind of knows but doesn't know that the Black Lives Matter protesters ain't the people that's really representing the people in the neighborhoods, right? I think the name sounds good, and did I tell you I did see a lot of license plates from out of state on there too? I did.
No, you didn't.
I did see quite a few license plates. So here's my thought, Todd.
They were home from college.
Right. How does that work? I think Audrey Tanksley brought up a great point yesterday, which was that there should be maybe particular neighborhood points of contact in black communities so you can kind of, coordinate.
Yes, coordination I always thought is a great thing.
Just like even if you knew that there was 18 black leaders in 18 black wards. I mean, you ideally want them to be the aldermen, but I don't necessarily think that's the case in this case. I feel like
if you're going somewhere, you hope that people there will join you, right?
Right, but if you go there with an plan to invade with the it's the expectation that all the black people want to get out in the fight and want to say F the police.
Right.
But again, that is those white kids hijacking our narrative and the millennials hijacking the narrative. Homeowners want, man, I'm telling you, When we was over at the park and they started shooting,
Yeah.
people was looking for some police.
Yeah, I'm sure they were.
Right, they were looking for some police. Now, I saw another interesting debate that came out, though, yesterday, which was that there were people in these organizations who lived in Inglewood. That an organization, the Good Kids Mad City, which are black kids from Chicago who come from a variety of those neighborhoods, were part of the protest. Remember, Good Kids Mad City was one of the girls who got hit in the mouth with the billy club when the white kids, same white kids, was throwing bottles, put the black kids up front to get hit in the face.
Right.
And right? Same situation. But then I saw other community activists saying, so wait a minute, because the Inglewood Political Task Force said that we have a fragile relationship with our police. We saw the police commander from that district. I actually saw that commander too, because he was on the bridge when I was trying to turn, and they were actually protecting the CPAC people who were about to come attack him.
Nah.
And I saw him when he was going back the other way. But I guess my question, Todd, is so we saw Inglewood Political Task Force almost backing up the police. And then we saw CPAC and the Good Kids Mad City coming to attack the police. Then we had the other activist groups saying, well, wait a minute, I thought we didn't like the police. I thought we wasn't. So now I got questions. You see what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of different debates. So when you talk about they didn't check in with anybody from the neighborhood, who determines who you check in with the neighborhood? Who gives you the pass? And what happens if somebody on the other side says no? I'm going to tell you how and I'm going to talk about this and then we're going to move on. Not move on, but we're going to talk about it. I remember, like, there used to be a thing when, like, a celebrity or whoever would come to town.
That's funny, because that popped in my head while you were talking. I remember you saying this before.
No, I'm saying, I remember when celebrities come to town, it's like, the gangsters be like, did you check in? And usually they check in, and then somebody gets the security team, somebody getting in, somebody be like, I got him, and then they will move around the city because nobody gonna rob them.
Yeah.
Right? But what I've also learned is if you pick wrong in that situation, you find yourself in a bunch of mess that you just came to do. You really just wanted to do your show and get out of town. But now because you picked the wrong team or you checked in with the wrong person, now the other guys, you've been looking for a place to use this,
yes,
right?
I was.
The entanglement. So I want to just talk about that. Do you check in? How do you check in? How do you check in without getting involved in some mess? I was just thinking about, because I was really proud of Inglewood, and then I saw another part of Inglewood saying, wait a minute, we not down with the police, and we don't want them to come, and so.
Yeah, but see, that's just crazy talk, because I don't care if you're down with the police or not. They are part of our fabric. They ain't going nowhere.
Well, according to CPAC, they want them to be gone from the black neighborhoods when they go to their neighborhood. Hey, y'all, this is the Maze Jackson Show. When we come back, we're going to talk about it. Who do you check in with? Like, and should you have to check in? And is there a process through which you check in? And how do you know who you checking in with? And does that check-in bring you more or less drama or trouble?
Call me.
We'll talk about it when we come back. This is them. And can the alderman save you? Right? Do you check in with the alderman?
I would say right off the bat, no. The alderman cannot save you for most of it.
All right, y'all. This is the Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back. So
maybe Walter can save you, but I don't know. They're not part of that counts.
I think if you're an alderman and you got to know where your problems are and how can you solve them.
Yeah. But that doesn't mean you have a real connection with the problem area. I mean, when I say the problem area,
you don't have to have a connection, but you can know who's who, and you can know who to talk to, and rationally be like, yo, is there a way to... I think my guy knows everybody who's everybody in his neighborhood, right?
Is that Mike Madigan?
Yes.
I never caught that till now.
You didn't see the obey? You didn't make you snap in the... I'll be right back.
Mm-hmm. I should look up Fred Waller and see if I can find out what was going on with Fred here. Waller? Fred. Let's see. Let me get something in the newspaper. Boy, that is pretty slow. Don't think I'll be able to read anything on the newspaper. Nope, that's not working. Do you turn it on and turn it off again? I'm trying to get the trib. What did they say about Waller?
That he said in a meeting, grope me, don't rape me. And the white lady in the meeting got offended and was like, don't you ever say that again. And then they gave him a 14-day suspension, then a 28-day suspension. Then he decided to quit.
Oh, this is recent, oh.
I have to do for you. I feel like I'm wasting my time. Yeah. Spending all my time spending you. You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my co-host, Todd Stroger. So Todd, I want to talk about the check-in process. Give us a call, too, if you are listening and you know, what happens when people come to your neighborhood doing stuff you don't necessarily want them to do. Give us a phone number, 872-259-7474, 872-259-7474. Give us a call. Todd, do you all have, is there like somebody in your neighborhood or your community that people, if they want to make a move, they check in? They say, hey, like, what happens if Black Lives Matter came to, what if Black Lives Matter came to the 8th Ward, and they was like going to y'all police station, and they was like, at the police coming straight from
the police station is
too far away.
Yeah,
what if they went to
a long way.
What if they was like smack dab on 87th and Cottage, and they was like, Black Lives Matter, shut this street down, and they was like, we gonna break up these windows and break up these walls, and we gonna tell these police to get out your neighborhood. What happened?
Well, that's the intersection from 6 and 8. So I think both of them would be on the phone. Get them out of here.
Yeah, but then what happens when they say get them out of here and they kick it off? I bet it wasn't funny when we kicked it off. You remember that from the Snipers? Remember that song from the Snipers? Bet it wasn't funny when we kicked it off.
Brothers over on the other side of
now, so let me ask you a question. Would the brothers be with the Black Lives Matter protesters, or would they be out there talking about F the police coming straight, F12?
Yeah, I mean, it could be really bad.
Oh, so you saying that, do you think that the people from the tough guys on the other side of 87, he said, Todd said, there's some tough guys on the other side of 87th Street.
I used to go to the barbershop at 87th and Harper.
I remember that guy. He told me.
Great barbers, but the conversation was very adultish. And Hans was very small. So I started going to the old people shop on 90th in College. And then I went back and I told him where I was. And he was like, man, you could get shot over there.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I remember, did I tell you about when I went to Wisconsin? I think I know the barber who was at the first barbershop. Because when I was in Wisconsin last year, we were out at the Abbey, and we were sitting out, in the morning. My cousin was sitting out on the porch, and he ran into this guy he was talking to, and he said, man, Todd Stroger? And my cousin was like, yeah, that's my cousin's co-host. And he was like, yeah, man. Man, I used to cut Todd's hair. But I had to leave that neighborhood because the niggas was over there going crazy. And I was like, oh, really? Yeah, and he was like, yeah, that Todd Stroger came to my barbershop. He used to get his hair cut. He never did a damn thing for me, though, when he was elected official.
I think you started to ad-lib.
And then he went to, he did say like, then he's like, I had to move to Oswego, man.
Oswego?
Hey, man, black people, when
No, that's not. I wonder if that's Mario. All those guys were young.
Right. Well, he was out there. He got married. He got a little family. He was like, man, I just had to get away, and he moved to Oswego. It's so funny because black folks, when they decide they tired of black folks, they move far.
Right.
They be like,
no way you can get to me.
I want to move. Those black people be the ones that be like, when the new black people come, they be standing there with the white folks neighbor council like, we do not want the Nakers in our neighborhood, right? Right.
It's funny, when I went to Calumet, the plant for water rec on 130th, I want to say the third year I was there, I ran into a laborer who was a black guy, and he was like, I was the first black laborer. I had never seen him before. And then he went through the story how there was him and a black guy in the administration office, and then all of a sudden all these black people started getting hired, and they got together and just started crying.
I remember that. Can I tell you something, honestly? It often feels like black people, when they get somewhere, they don't want no more black. I mean, how many times you be like, don't tell the black people when you find something, you be like, don't tell them. Right? Like, I'm just telling you. Remember, do y'all remember before? I remember when, what's the seafood place before it was now the New Red Lobster? Papados.
Oh, yeah, right.
I remember when only white people knew about Papados, and I remember, like, our family went out there and we had something to eat, and it would be like, do not share this with anyone. Because you know black people love some seafood, some shrimp.
Yeah.
Now,
Gene wanted to take me out to that place forever, and this had to be more than 15 years ago, and I'm like, man, I'm not driving an hour and a half to eat.
It's worth it. It's worth it. I'm going to tell you.
I finally went, but
it was worth it.
I didn't go back.
Oh, well.
No, ain't nothing worth an hour and a half.
Okay, well, that's some crazy. Hour and a half.
Except for my wife.
How you get an hour and a half?
Okay, maybe it's not an hour and a half, but
it's like 35 minutes. Where do you drive?
I don't live.
So where do you go to eat in your neighborhood? Queen of the Sea? Where do you go to eat in your neighborhood, Todd? Popeyes?
I try not to go out.
Right, you be like. Oh, okay. Okay. So I'm gonna tell you, like, I just think about Ruth's Chris.
Oh, yeah.
Ruth's Chris is.
I used to go there way back when.
I'm telling you, brothers got a hold of Ruth's Chris now on Friday night. Let me tell you what I tell this joke all the time. Ruth's Chris upstairs on Friday and Saturday night smell like old chicken grease and weed. And they put and don't let it be a day don't let it be wintertime when the pelly coats and all that stuff soak it all in. And you go upstairs, you be like, oh, this smells like a black kitchen. The black kitchen in the hood. Because I'm gonna tell you what happened. That happened from the All-Star game. Remember when everybody first started going to the All-Star game and you would go and then they would get the magazines in the back of the book, in the back of the seat pocket, and it would list the best steakhouses?
Oh,
and
yeah.
So all the hood people, like who was going, me self included, who was going to the All-Star game, started looking at those magazines because you on the plane, you reading. This was before you had a smartphone.
Right.
And they list the best steakhouses. So you was going to go eat at the best steakhouse at the All-Star town that you was going to. But then you was like, wait, it's one in Chicago? Then you go to that. And Ruth's Chris is not overrated. They have the best, most consistent ribeye. No matter where you go in the country, that ribeye is going to taste the same, boy.
First time I went to Ruth's Chris was probably somewhere like 1983. I mean, that was in Washington.
Lord. Ooh, you went to the real Ruth's Chris. All right, hey, y'all. Hey.
Oh, you know that started in New Orleans, right?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you know, I do know it, but you know what? Now the original is gone.
Is it?
It's gone. You can't. Or when I was there last time to go,
got flooded.
Something like that happened, and now the only Ruth's Chris is in like the fanciest fancy hotel. But I tell you what.
But you remember Houston's? People used to go to Houston's like nothing.
Oh my God, Houston's. Okay, so Houston's. That was the ultimate black people Friday night spot, right? Do you remember when Houston's had the Houston's Hawaiian steak?
Yeah.
Then they would make that salad that had the cheese bread on it, and you would eat. Man, don't get me talking about Houston's. You know. And then remember they closed Houston's for the stupid hotel. I'm gonna tell you, my last fight in Chicago was in front of that Houston's.
Really?
Yep, we were fighting Cameron, Freaky Zeke, and Jules Santana. They stole some money from us, and the police caught us right there. Well, and then they told us that y'all took how much money from them? It was like, we're gonna hold them right here, and then you all get on the expressway. And that was the end of it.
You're not welcome here.
You are not welcome. Now then the brothers, you know, then it changed all up the game. All right, y'all. This is I don't know what that segment was, Todd. I really don't know what we just did. I don't know what we just did there. But you know what? I would love to get can we get Ruth's Chris as a sponsor?
Ooh, that'd be nice.
You know who I would like as a sponsor?
Who
Chicago Cut. I want Chicago
I've heard
Cut.
a lot about it, but that's been out of my price range for a while now.
Man, you know what, Todd? You know what? I think we're gonna do a team dinner at Ruth's Chris. I mean, not at Ruth's Chris, at Chicago Cut. A team lunch, right? Because then I'll keep you on the lunch menu.
Yeah, cool. I'm cool with that.
But I'm telling you, it's really nice. We sit out on the river and we could all and I'm gonna tell you, when you go there, you see everybody. Like, if you want to be, you want to be seen. That is where you go. Right, you will run into. You can see how far everybody's hairline really is on TV. Like, I mean, no makeup. How you be going through that? You be like, wait, you don't look like you look like on TV.
I learned that at the East Bank Club when I run into some of those TV personalities. Yes.
Oh, have you ever seen the new people when they take?
You don't comb your hair, do you?
Or boy, that makeup is something. I have seen people. All right, y'all. Look, this is the Mace Jackson Show. When we come back, I want to talk about Fred Waller. I will be honest with you. I've never really heard anybody say anything bad about Fred Waller over the years. One of the things that I hear...
I've known Fred Waller for 55 years or something crazy like that.
Did he beat you up back in the day?
No, Fred was always a good person.
So...
And he used to work in 6.
He was one of the cops.
He used to work in 6, and then he became the
commander of
6, yeah, later in life.
Shout out to the 6th District Police too, because guys, send a big shout out to my man. Well, I can't say his name because then they'll be like, oh, so I'm gonna do that. But
put him on the list,
right? Like put him on the list. But man, shout out to the guys over in 6. You know, we gave them safety masks and equipment. Carrie did that when she went out, and she made sure every officer in the district had 2 of the KN95s. Willie Wilson, right? Before the city was giving them. All right. When we come back, y'all, I want to talk about Fred Waller. Was Karen correct in her character assassination? We're going to talk about it when we come back. It's the Mace Jackson Show.
Hi, I'm Dr. Willie Wilson, and I'm running for U.S. Senate for the state of Illinois.
Belarus.
Give up on inclusion and equality, prison reform, reduce property taxes, and economic opportunity for all. I want to get to know your neighborhood and the problem that you face every day. And I want to serve
many problems.
Every man, woman,
Not just
and child in the state of Illinois. A vote for me is a vote for you.
Paid for by Willie Wilson for Senate 2020.
I'm getting Houston's texts. It was the best. You know what's the fake version of that is Bandera.
Nah, you think so?
No, it is. Bandera is the same ownership group.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Man, I mean, I've been going to Banderas on and off, not regularly. That's probably been 20 years.
I didn't. Did you hear about Toy getting whacked?
What do you mean?
Toy got fired as the weed czar.
What? How can he get fired as the weed czar? How long was he the weed czar?
Check this out, Todd. They passed a law that said if you voted on it or you participated in it, you cannot oversee it or administrate it. And check this out. None of you or any of your family members can ever participate in the cannabis business if you were an elected official.
Right.
Ever. Now that's unconstitutional, but who's gonna go and fight for cannabis till you ain't letting no black motherfuckers get in, and now the elected officials want to fight to get in before the people? Conundrum like a motherfucker.
I told you, brothers, that you need to start giving money to NAACP.
Now how about you give money to your own fucking lawyer? How about the Black Caucus?
Because lawyers cost a lot of money.
Here's my thing. If the Black Caucus was powerful,
I had to get a lawyer.
Can I tell you something though? If the Black Caucus was powerful, then what you do is you
let pro bono.
Right. I want them as my fucking client. I want them, and then I leverage that. And every time something happens, then you call. It's crazy to me.
Damn.
Nah, he ain't doing both. Salim, come on. Hey, y'all, put the pressure on. Hold on, let me do this real quick. Pressure Salim. We need Salim. Salim, you need to keep us straight so we don't turn into right-wing Republican talking points. Todd hates the Democrats already. Come on, man. This could be the black Mecca. This could be the Mecca of black thought and entertainment.
This weed thing is like cancer. The longer it goes, the worse it gets. I'm not sure if is this stage 3 or stage 4?
Todd, that's why I'm going after gaming.
No, not even think about it. Gold Coast residents opposed to dispensary.
And they ain't got no stop it because they said the weed people said F them.
Oh, we know that would happen.
But the mayor is rolling with the weed people, not the community.
I'm not.
That's why Brian Hopkins is coming. But Brian Hopkins and them are coming out.
Mm-hmm.
She about to lose. The white boys finna feel courageous enough to stand up and speak. They about to start counting with them. The white boys with the Progressive Caucus, and the white boys and Progressive Caucus could put the number.
But you know Hopkins, he's got 2 feet and 2 cans. He's part of the Irish Mafia too.
Right. Well, what's his other camp?
Oh, I thought you said he was part of the Progressives.
No.
Oh, okay.
He's Irish Mafia, and then you put the Man, did you see his backdrop? He was straight Black Hawks. I mean, like I felt like that was like he did his backdrop on Fox. You know how I have mine with all the pictures and stuff. I think I set that trend. Why is this music going up? Is the volume going up? Huh? Is this getting louder? Oh, okay. Okay. So I felt like when I see somebody with straight Black Hawks, like I'm saying like Black Hawks, like not Chicago teams, not White Sox, not Black Hawks. That means I don't want to see no niggas. But I, as over time, I've come to like Brian Hopkins, just like I like Nick Spazzato.
Right.
Because they straight up, they know who their constituents are. They don't make no bones about it. They talk mad shit because they know ain't nobody coming in their ward saying nothing different than what they believe.
Right. True that.
Hey y'all, this is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my co-host, Todd Stroger. And Todd, you know what? I did not write this lady's name down, but I'm going to pull it up in a minute. Todd, Fred Waller is the CPD, was a former top deputy at CPD. He is about to resign, or not, he resigned, retired. Not resigned, retired. Is that the same?
Retire means I can leave on my own terms. So no, not quite.
Okay, so Fred Waller is one of the highest ranking black police officers in the city of Chicago. And I would say that in the whole organization, I would say that while he has not been vocal, he ain't like the let me be vociferous. He says very few words, right? He don't say a lot, but when you see him, you kind of feel like he talking straight to you. Uh-huh. Like he ain't what he say? Don't put syrup on pancakes. Don't put syrup on sugary and call it pancakes to me. Right? He's straight up. Now, Fred is also probably one of the most experienced, probably well-respected police officers in CPD. Mm-hmm. But it comes to, and so when he resigned abruptly,
his only problem was he never pledged alpha. I don't know what happened.
He was smart. Anyway, but Fred Waller, when he was giving his farewell tour, like all of these cops are giving away like farewell interviews, and it seems like they're all being forced out, right? Like the old guys, etc.
Yeah, you know, if you've been there forever and you leave, if you don't tell your story, somebody's going to tell it, and it's not going to be good.
And so he went around and he did his thing. We saw the same thing with Riccio. And I think he was about to narrowly make his escape because I think he's due to retire in 2 days, the 15th. And just as he is leaving, a story makes it to the paper. The story says, the headline is, Chicago's number 3 cop was suspended for a rape comment before announcing retirement. Now, that in and of itself is the ultimate scarlet letter. Right? Like, because when you Google his name, he's retiring. You Google his name, his kids, his family, his mama, his daddy, his great-grandmama, any potential employer, the first thing that's going to come up is that. That's a pretty hectic...
Hopefully not.
Hopefully not, but I'm just telling you, if you Google it right now, it's the first thing coming up.
Oh.
Okay? Now, let me put it in context. What he said was, rape me... No, he said, grope me, don't rape me, in regards to the reallocation of police officers and resources. So what he was essentially saying was...
He was speaking as the chief of police, the chief of patrol.
He was speaking in a private meeting of police officers, and he said...
But he was speaking as the chief of patrol.
The chief of patrol, like, look, y'all, I'm their advocate. No, don't take all away my stuff. And, you can take away some things, but don't take away all the tools in the toolbox, essentially. Right. Now, I'm going to say that he was trying to give, what we call that, an analogy. Mm-hmm. He was trying to give an analogy, and I think anytime you enter an analogy with rape
or Hitler, you're probably not going to come out well.
You're not going to come out well.
Right.
But I also think that he was in a room full of cops talking to cops, and I'm going to just tell you, what do they call that sense of humor? Like when you
Gallows?
Gallows humor. Right? Like, I feel like cops see the worst of the worst of the worst of the worst of the worst, and they use the worst of the worst of the worst as examples. If you ever talk to a cop, right? Like, their frame of reference, like my frame of reference is politics. Their frame of reference, if you're the chief of patrol, you seeing everything.
Yeah. Woo.
Now, he got a 14-day suspension for using that term because, Christina Anderson, who is the deputy director of the department's Office of Reform Management, along with I lost her name, Maggie Hickey. They both were in the room when he used the term, and the white woman told him, "Don't you?" They were all. Everybody said they were stunned when he said it, and they were shocked. And I could see that happening.
I can see that happening.
I could clearly see that happening. She then told him, as a manager, check this out. As a manager, I was concerned for the well-being of the persons under my command who were in the room and who may or may not have had traumatic histories with, or who have traumatic histories with, and I hope not, but I just don't know if they've had traumatic histories with that kind of abuse. I think it was a bad analogy.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't use that, but I think it also speaks to he thinks that they're really screwing the department up too.
I wholeheartedly agree. Now,
people leave the ship when they think that it's sinking. And
okay,
and they have no control.
But I just want to. I gotta find a picture of Christina. I'm gonna find a picture of Christina for y'all in a hot minute, cause it really is Karen. It's Karen. Karen decided, and he got a 14-day suspension. Karen doubled back and said that ain't enough. He got a 28-day suspension. Now you realize they don't suspend command officers.
Yeah, I've worked places. If you got 28 days, if you got 29 days, you literally were fired on the 30th day. So for a guy who's been there for 34 years to get 28 days, I would have said too. Time for me to go.
So now my question becomes, so this is the white woman. She forces the black man out. I'm okay. Okay, he made a mistake. He goes. He decides he's going to retire.
Mm-hmm.
Why is this story in the paper? You know why this story is in the paper? Because, once again, in an effort to deflect, right? Because people have been saying, man, with all this the city just went up again, right? And everybody is asking, what are y'all not doing right?
Right.
How come this is the only time the city has gone up? They've gotten rid of all the people who handled it in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Fred Waller being the last one. Fred is in a corner now. And now, so instead of accepting the fact that you have failed again in losing the city, and people are saying, man, you got all these tools on the shelf. People have done this forever. How does this keep happening, Madam Mayor? Now, what you really don't want is them to talk to Fred Waller, who done told you. Remember when he was giving his exit interviews, he was saying why the city was going up. Mm. He was saying that you have tied our hands. These are certain things that you just can't have. Man, I talk to these activists. They say when something would happen, Eddie Johnson or Fred, they could call Eddie Johnson or Fred Waller, and they could be like, yo, what do we need to do? Like, they would get people down. When there was a police involved shooting, they would get them in to the office, the family, and say, let me let you see what happened.
Right.
So before you jump off and say I'm crazy and what we did, here is the video. And oftentimes you would see the families, the activists, all of them, and it became kind of, I don't want to say a circle, but there was a rapport. There is no rapport between the police department and the city. And now, as they continue to fail and lose the city, they got to get rid of all the evidence, because they got to say, like when the mayor says this was planned, this was coordinated, we knew this was happening. What was your response to stop it?
Right.
Now,
I mean, you knew exactly where they were meeting.
You knew exactly where they were meeting,
and
what time, exactly where they were going. You said you deployed 400 officers, and now the city's going back up, and here's what everybody going to say. What happened?
We weren't sure what those 400 officers are supposed to do when they got to their location.
Exactly, but here's the problem. You fired Waller. You fired Eddie Johnson. You fired your command staff. You fired everybody who knows anything. So now, to prevent me from calling Fred Waller up as an employee, as a reporter, and saying, hey, Fred, what's going on? Give us your opinion. Remember how nobody wanted us to talk to Gary McCarthy?
Right.
They was like, you can't talk to him. He's a racist. The city didn't go up. Now what they want to do is make sure that the press, the media, people don't call Fred Waller and ask what's happening. So they got to smear him. And this is what you're seeing right now. This is not, Haven't we seen this pattern before? What happened to Eddie Johnson? Same thing, right?
Yeah, same thing.
Every time somebody go, now they don't do it to the white boys. They just say, go ahead and take your graceful exit. Look, y'all, speaking of graceful exit, let's take a quick break. And when we come back, excuse me, not a break. Let's take a quick moment to catch a breath. Get yourself some coffee, and we'll be back after these messages. Hey, rise up. Don't you know you can shine? Why we don't have Facebook Live? And then I watch them fall. Stand in the way of love and we will smoke them all. With an intellect and a savoir-faire. Universe can never compare. I am yours, you are mine, and together we'll run through facing times, day 07. Stand in the way of love and we will smoke them all. Like an intellect and a savoir-faire. No universe will ever compare. I'm yours now and you are mine, and together we'll love through all space and time. Try one day 07. On day 07. You are listening to Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my co-host, Todd Stroger. Hey, Todd. I'm going to tell you, man, I am something about the way this mayor is treating, or the way that they handle their business when it comes to dealing with black folks, Todd. Black men particularly. I don't understand this way of doing business, Todd. I don't understand the way of destroying a person. I don't understand the process of kind of destroying a person's character when they're already out the door. Like, this wasn't a FOIA request. This was the watchdogs. This was somebody.
Oh, right.
Like, this wasn't he never said anything, and he didn't even leave and say anything bad. Right? But I think that as the mayor and their team, and I really think we got to start putting some pressure on Susan Lee.
They wanted to hamstring him before
he left.
Well, before he could say something that they didn't like. So first, you besmirch his character. So if he says something like, that's just sour grapes.
Exactly. And at the risk of our community, I just think it's crazy to me, man. I think.
Hey, we talked about this before. When you're not part of their team, you're really not part of their team, and they want you to know it. They want everybody around to know it.
But Todd, I guess my question is, who does this help? I feel like the mayor is still looking for blame. Right, I think she's got blame. I mean, she's looking for blame because they really have no solutions. Have you watched any of these press conferences of her explaining this? I mean, I guess my thing is, they get on TV and contradict themselves. Wow. Literally. Like, they literally get on TV and say, we knew where they were going to be. We deployed 400 officers. And what did the 400 officers do?
Yeah.
Can you please tell us what the tactical plan was? Like, so you decided to, so you pulled up the bridges at midnight, but you knew they were coming at 6? Right? You let the downtown, like, and for them to say that this was a planned and coordinated attack, and this was the response. I don't feel safe in the city of Chicago, honestly.
Well, it appears as if, and I could be wrong, but it appears as if the police response to this stuff is they'll wear themselves out. It's like having a 2-year-old and they're crying, like, not a 2-year-old, I don't know, it's been so long since I had kids. 6-month-year-old, and you're like, let him cry. He'll stop crying after a while. And so they just let the looters just do what they want. They'll tire themselves out and they'll leave. And we won't be blamed. We won't be on TV having a big confrontation with them. But man, I mean, there comes a time when I'm guessing there are some what they call non-lethal tools in the.
They just said they're banning tear gas, bro.
In the belt. I mean, man, Batman didn't kill nobody, right? But he had a big old utility belt.
Right, but then I feel like Gotham. I mean, I feel like at any moment anybody could break out and do what they want and feel like they can get away with it. I feel like there's a sense of lawlessness. I don't know where we deal with it because we're in a beef with the police, right? Like we like if you listen to people, they don't want police. Like Black Lives Matter was coming to Inglewood to say they don't want no more police.
Hey man, I say you cannot listen to big groups who talk stuff. People who in the neighborhoods are like, no, I don't want people just taking over my neighborhood.
All right, look, y'all. This is the Mace Jackson Show. Sonia's giving me the sign. When we come back, I'm about to get y'all. We about to get it going. What's black enough? Is Kamala black enough?
Send me $5 and I'll send you a prayer and a letter telling you what's black enough.
Okay, this is the Mace Jackson Show. We'll be back.
Is that black enough?
Am I black enough for ya? Let me try to take my phone.
I was thinking that's not a Samsung.
Paid for by Willie Wilson for Senate 2020.
I don't think so. I don't think so. Fine. I don't think so. They getting them. Cali. I'm going back to Cali.
Damn, they paying mugs for me.
I don't think so.
Damn, they caught a lot of these mugs with these robberies, with this looting.
or visit our website securehomeandautomation.com. Secure Home and Automation, where your life safety is our priority. It brings authorized
Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
Turn up there. Hey, rise up. Don't you know you can shine? You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my co-host, Todd Stroger. Hey, we got Miss Sonia Escobar, musical conductor of the Soul Plane. Y'all, we are flying the Soul Plane at 60,000 feet. So y'all not got to say what's up to everybody, but I am ready to fly this thing to Bali. Is it what is it, Bollywood? I want to go to Hollywood, Bollywood. You know, well, we can go to Bollywood.
Before we go there, just one more thing about the Waller thing. I first you got to know your audience, and I think being at that level of the police department, he probably felt comfortable with all policemen, but they aren't all policemen. Obviously, there's people from the mayor's office. I don't, and I think the situation between, as you were kind of alluding to, the old timers and the mayor's people, they have no relationship whatsoever. And she wants all new people, and the stain of old Chicago gone, I think. But I think it was so graphic because he probably feels that
he felt that strongly about it.
Yeah, they're doing a disservice to the police department.
Yeah, I think that Fred Waller was trying to communicate. And so what we are talking about, Todd wanted to go back. Before we went to break, we were talking about the Karen character assassination of Fred Waller.
And it's not a female issue. I remember talking to my mother when I was at Xavier, and she said, "Be careful. They're grabbing young men off the streets." Because, I was 145 pounds. She was afraid of me walking out the street. Somebody grabbed me and taking me someplace.
Like that guy in the shower.
That's not even talking about
Okay, so we're talking about Fred Waller and the character assassination. The white non-police officer, Christina Anderson, who oversees Can I ask a question? Why is it that white people get all the jobs to fix the black stuff? Why is the white lady, Karen, right? And then I just think like this. I think that Fred Waller, I think you hit it on the head. I think he was at a cops meeting in the police department like, man, I'm surrounded by top brass. Look, y'all, I feel very passionately about this. You are really putting us at a disadvantage. Like, you can take some stuff, but you're violating my role as a police officer if you take certain things. Now, whether you feel about the police or not, that's really not my issue. My issue is the character assassination that has happened to every black man in this damn Lightfoot administration. And I just feel like, like when you talk about hate of, you mentioned her, she gets personally vindictive. I mean, what black man has done well with Lori Lightfoot? Name a black man who has done well let's start with Anthony Beale.
Yeah, that didn't work out.
First person to give her money, campaign for whatever. Okay. Willie Wilson.
Yeah, that didn't work out.
Eddie Johnson. Fred Waller. Yeah, I mean, name a black man that's done. If you are a straight black man in Chicago, right in the mayor's administration, where's your space?
Right. This reminds me of the story I tell people when you're not around. They say, how are you and Maze getting along? And I say, well, some guys were beating the crap out of me. And then all of a sudden Maze said, that's enough.
You know what, man? And then so first of all, thanks, Todd. I appreciate that. But I feel like that's my role for black men. Well, not even black men, black people. Right? Like, the whole world could come for you.
Right.
The whole world I can be against you forever and ever and ever and ever and a day. When I see the lynch mob coming, I'm not getting no damn rope. Right? And in this I think black people, y'all gotta pay attention to this. That even with that whole toxic black male, this toxic masculinity thing, woo! I'm about to go back to Herbin too, right? The feminization of black men only makes us more conquerable. I'm just telling you when it goes down, right? And I think I'm about to hijack a topic. I feel like, quite frankly, right now we're in a position. Black men are the lowest on the totem pole. Like, I feel you on black women being the least safe, all of that stuff. I do. But I think in the realm of white supremacy, black women are much safer than black men. I think that they're less intimidating. They're less. You can dominate a woman. You can subjugate a woman, right? If you was getting ready to battle, if you was finna have a fight, you want to fight a man or you want to fight a woman? Well, I'm not gonna say your case.
I know what you mean. White males historically have felt safer with black females
because they know we're not. Cause remember when I told you about when I grew up in Bolingbrook?
And more than likely they're not going to go out with their daughters,
right? Or their daughter's not going to fall in love with them and be like, "Dad."
That's even worse for it.
But I think of this situation. Now I want to move. I'm gonna move because I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna move.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna move to. Do we have calls? I want to encourage you all. If you got opinions on this, give us a call, 872-259-7474. I do think that it is way too easy to emasculate a black man, and I think that it is easy for black women to participate. I think even the way that this thing is going down with Kamala Harris and the attacks on, like, I don't feel like people are attacking, like, I do feel like Kamala's got some real issues. Uh-huh. So let's go to this. Let's move to it right now. Todd, I have maintained since day one that I did not feel like Kamala Harris was black. Okay? Let's take it out of the realm of running for president. Let's just talk, or vice president. Let's just talk about when I discuss Kamala Harris. And I always go back to the time when I was at that meeting where we had her sister in the meeting, Maya Harris. Another one of those names that's ambiguous. It's like Pat, right?
Like Pat,
right?
Yeah, right.
So Maya shows up, and Maya Harris is the classic girl that all the brothers, when they get to the college campus, want to holler at. She got the long flowing hair. She got the, you know what the Harrises remind me of. Okay, can I be politically incorrect for a little while? I mean, you say it never stopped for me the other day.
Right.
The Harrises are what I like to refer to in what they're talking about in rap music now as the exotics. Right? Exotic women. So, what I refer to as exotic women are the women of... So, a lot of times, brothers from the hood they only seen sisters from the hood.
Right.
They've only dated sisters from the hood. Then they escape from the hood, or they get out of the hood, and some of them go outside, and then they meet women who are, by any standard of beauty, just beautiful. Mm-hmm. But they ain't black. Right? And so they feel like they've got a trophy, but they also want to not be like, I'm dating a white girl. So they put them in the category of exotics. Right? I date exotic women, blah, blah, blah. That makes you like a world traveler, blah, 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 blah. I feel like
for me, that would have meant that she's got at least $1 million.
So I feel like Kamala Harris, in my estimation, is not black. Now, I think that puts us in a real precarious position. Now, I'm going to say I don't feel she's black because I don't feel like she's got two black parents of any descent. Mm-hmm. I don't feel like her daddy from Jamaica is a black Jamaican. I feel like her daddy from Jamaica is an Indian Jamaican.
I get you.
Right? So, and I look at the pictures and I think everything they do now is ambiguous. Right? Like, the father is far enough away so you can't really zoom in on his hair. Right? They show him as a younger guy. Because, as a younger guy...
the older pictures, it could be anything.
No, but in the older pictures, he ain't black to me. Like, the older pictures are when his Indian comes all the way out. But I'm going to stop. What is black enough? And is Kamala black enough to make black people come out and turn out? I don't particularly think so. I want you to give us a call. 872-259-7474. I see you, caller. I'm going to take your call. I don't.
You know black people love to fight each other.
I do.
Over anything.
I agree. But
let's choose something.
Kamala.
All right. No.
Is she black?
I don't know. What's that?
Take it out of the context.
What side are you on again?
I'm on the side that she ain't black.
Then yes.
Okay.
I'm going to be on the other side.
Now, what makes one black? This now, in my estimation, is
part
going
of it is wanting to be, in my opinion.
Rachel Dolezal wanted to be.
I had no problem with her. I don't care. If she was working hard for black people, say what you want about yourself. I don't care.
Interesting.
Just don't screw us over. That's all.
Okay. So,
and once you're part of the group, it's hard to screw the group over because
that's really not true. Once you're part of the group, you can always go back. Can I tell you how that works?
You can't always go back. All you
gotta do is move. Let me just tell you. In Bolingbrook,
Tyrone Biggins said.
Okay, who's Tyrone Biggins?
I'm not.
Okay.
That's a Dave Chappelle.
Okay, so I'm gonna give you.
That's a Dave Chappelle character.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you.
He said the only thing worse than a was a lover.
Okay, so let me tell you.
And I think there's a lot of white people who feel that way.
I grew up in a place where I called it the interracial dating capital of the world. I would say that a significant... Look, Sonia and Todd said Hyde Park. No, Bolingbrook.
Oh.
Bolingbrook. Okay, So here's my thought. There was different levels of white people. There were the white girls that never, ever, never in a million years would talk to a black person, and they was the ones that would call you Negro, and they were maintaining their purity. Then there were the white girls who dated black guys quietly, right? Like, they would go to the city, right? You'll see them. You wouldn't see them rolling around at the Burger King and McDonald's in Bolingbrook, but you would see them in the city somewhere, right? And they got down, they did all type of stuff, and then when they got older, they went to college, then they went back. They left. They pretended like they didn't know black people, that they didn't date, blah 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 blah,
right.
And they went on to be white women. I see them all the time in my high school reunion. Then there are the white women that stayed black, stayed down with the black people. I'm not gonna talk about physical characteristics. So I think, Todd, that white people have the ability to go in and out. If they want, I want to deal with that racism because it's sexy. I want to be here with you in the fight, but they can always step out. I feel like right now we're at a crossroads when it's like, if we're going to call Kamala black, right? What makes her black? And I'm not, and it's funny because yesterday I had and I'm looking at a lot of posts. One of my frat brothers, Phil, said, so I was born in Nigeria and I grew up here all my life. Am I not black? Well, yeah, you're black, but you have a different experience. Like, yeah, Jamaicans don't say, "Ooh, I'm black." Jamaicans say, "I'm Jamaican. What you doing, boy? Why that bummer clock?" You get in a cab with an African, they talk about black people. No, seriously.
Good.
Yeah, and they support Trump. Now, my question becomes, what makes Kamala black for us? And how do we define black? Oh, so look, let me give you all the answers. All right, Sonia over there killing it. She's a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority.
Yes.
Does that check your black box? She went to Howard. Does that check your black box?
That's 2 for me.
Okay. So Eminem, her hair is a reveal. To me, her hair reveals her Indianness too. If you see like Indian people, but and then I guess my question is, if you're forcing me to accept her,
no, you make your own choice.
No, you can't, because if you're not accepting her as the black great savior right now, you're a self-hater. Even when you look at her lineage, you starting to say, you still voting for her, but is she really black? Let's talk about it when we come back. I'm going to take your calls. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. I see Wally in the calls. we'll take your call. But if you have an opinion on this, give us a call. How are you black enough? Is she black enough? Is she is she American descendant of slavery? Does the Jamaican make her black? Right? Just because I say Jamaican, does that imply black? Just like if you say American, does that mean white? In America, it does. Look, we'll talk about it all when we come back. It's the Mace Jackson Show.
We'll be back after this break. Call in. 872-259-7474. That's 872-259-7474. Give us a call and say it with your chest. 872-259-7474. Mace Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
You are listening to the Mace Jackson Show. I'm your host, Mace Jackson. Got my co-host, Stroger. Todd, am I black enough for ya? That's, that made me think of Dorothy Tillman. We gotta get Dorothy Tillman in here, man. She be tripping, man. She right around the corner. She don't want to come by and see her. I know. We gonna get her on here on Saturdays too. Watch. Celine! They be calling you. Celine Muwakil. It's a place for you, man. I'm telling you right here. Y'all put the pressure on them. Put the pressure on them. Pressure. Pressure make the pipes buzz. But Celine will be like, he'll talk you out of yourself. He'll be like, the metaphysical thoughts of your brain power are driving you to this insane plea of insanity. So let me regulate your mental state. I can't even get no beat. Yeah, Celine words together.
You sound more like Damon Wayans.
The highest level of pistivity as I introduce my philosophical scrotums to the. That used to be so crazy. This is the Mace Jackson Show. I'm your host, Mace Jackson. All right, let me go to the live line, y'all. Black enough. I'm okay with y'all selling me Kamala on you want to beat Trump, but if you call me stupid because I'm questioning whether you trying to tell me I gotta vote for her because she black, but if that Todd, I'm just saying, if you tell me I gotta vote for her because she black and her mama put Caucasian on her birth certificate, I want to know if it's real. But I think
Well, she had no choice over her birth certificate. But I've seen some birth certificates. I'm like, what the heck is that?
I got you. We want to see what the daddy name on there too. I didn't look at that. Anyway, however,
Leroy.
Leroy. Right now, if I saw Leroy, if his name was Leroy Harris,
you'd be like,
I'd be like, okay,
yeah.
Or if his name was Demetrius Harris, I roll with that.
You
right?
roll with that.
Yep. All right, let's go to the live line. Let's go to our caller. Caller, you on the Maze Jackson show? Hello.
Good morning.
What up, Dre?
You know, Joe Biden win, if he win, she gonna let you know that she ain't black. But as for Fred Waller, Fred Waller, he's a friend to the black people.
You got the clip of her saying I ain't gonna do nothing specific to black people. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Dre.
We're listening.
Fred Waller, man, he always been in the street. It's very disappointing to hear what happened to him. My first time hearing it was when you said it, and I was very disturbed because I know that's a good brother, man, a real good brother, and I'm highly disappointed in that.
Yeah, I think they did Fred Waller wrong. I don't know Fred like day to day. I know, and I've always, as the cop, you like hello, and you keep on, right? But you feel safe in the room because he got that cop presence. That was Fred Waller to me, and I just think it's crazy.
Well, I know him, man. I know him personally. He was a good friend. I seen him out there all the time, even when he was the commander for the 2nd District. I mean, that man put real work in, man, and he deserved everything he did. And, he ain't go out, with some woman or something else. He loved what he did, and they were dead wrong for what they did.
All right, man, Dre, I appreciate you. You know what? I think there's a lot of people that would identify with that. Cut. You know what I want is the clip of her saying when she was on the Breakfast Club that she will not do anything for black people. Because I think that's important. I think you got to look at what people say and what they do. Yeah, I'm okay with you. I'm okay with you saying that you are for Kamala Harris. I'm okay with you saying you're not. But I don't feel like you get to question my blackness because I'm not sold on her as a candidate, and I'm still not sure that she's black. Like, now, again, I don't care if you vote for her, but don't tell me that I gotta be singing Black Girl Magic while she's singing Meet Me at the Party at the Yaddy, right? With the Punjabi MC. Hey, let's go to the live line. Caller, you're on the Maze Jackson show. Caller, that's you. I hear you in the background. Hello. That's you. Go ahead.
What's going on, Maze?
What up? Who's this?
And Todd, how are you, sir?
Great.
Good. How are
Is
you?
this Art? Oh, excuse me. And what now?
Yes, sir.
And what? All right. You know what? I feel honored. We got you back. Come on, man. What's up? Tell us what we did wrong.
I was thinking about code of conduct.
First of all, there's no one. First of all, I'm not voting for her because she's black. I don't believe in black girl magic, and I don't believe in a strong black woman concept. That's number one.
Dang, Art!
She's a woman who's doing her job, and she's good at her job. She's a person who's just good at their job. I don't believe in a strong black man. If he's doing his job, he's just doing his job. That's number one. Number two, no one sitting here in the last 100 years can say that they had anything to do with slavery in terms of they ain't got hung in trees and none of that stuff. So all these people continue to talk about she ain't black enough, to me, is ridiculous. So for me, ain't none of us from that perspective experience that type of atrocity. So at the end of the day, you shouldn't vote for her because she's black, green, yellow, purple, or Chinese. You should vote for her because you feel that she has some things in your interest that would be beneficial.
Bam! I think you hit it on the head, Art. So, Art, let me ask you a question. So, why then? Because I think we did this at the beginning of the show. Why is it that we are being put upon by black people about our race about being questioned about her policies, right? Like, why is it that I'm not black if I'm not all in the Kamala camp, or I want to be convinced?
That's because those individuals, especially the women and some of these weak men, want to capitalize on this. Some of these women in these sororities want to capitalize on her success because they can just pile on by connecting themselves with these sororities and all this other foolishness that they want to get off into. At the end of the day, we hope and pray, and hopefully she does her job well enough. And I can see her being the president of the United States. And if she does a good job, she does a good job. But at the end of the day, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. Black people going to do exactly what they did to Barack Obama, what they doing to Lori Lightfoot, and any other black
elect them.
They're never going to be good enough.
We elected him twice, Art. We elected Barack Obama twice, and like nobody even questioned Obama until after he left, and we really realized that we really didn't get too much. Like essentially, as a group, we saw that the gays got their bathrooms, they got their gay marriage. I think black people understood that we couldn't whack Barack because the black.
Let me respond to that, though, Maze, when people say that.
Come on.
I hear you, but guess what? I don't advocate for it. I'm not for the rainbow flag and none of that. But if you didn't know, there are gay black people, lesbian black people. So it's not like Barack Obama said this was just a white thing. So I really never understood that transgender and all the stuff. There are transgender black people.
Where does that rank in our priorities?
Hey, I wish he never done it.
Okay.
I wish he never passed those things. But at the end of the day, I don't hold that against him. I hold anything that didn't get done, that could have got done. It is on black people and those who was in leadership who was able to speak to him should have got it done. I leave you with that, and may God continue to bless.
Thanks, Art. See, I'm saying the same thing. So we learned the last time we waited until he got to the office, and then we knew once the racists got in, we couldn't say nothing. So let's start talking now. That's all I'm saying. Let's go to the. Oh, you know what? Let me do this. Hey, William, hold on. We're going to take your break. We're going to take your call. We're going to take a quick moment. I want to let you all know that the weather is 75. It's partly cloudy. It is a high of 80 with a low of 69, and it is currently 8:32. We'll be back after these messages.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break.
Woohoo! Nice day. You know what? Never do things that you want me to. Bring to you may not be cruel to you, but don't get your hopes too high. Don't be like other girls. Girls run the same old same. No more games. Some think I'm nice. Some people think I'm nasty, but if you really want to know, just ask me. Just say I'm nasty. Say I'm nasty. Don't treat me right. Don't put your hope too high. Don't keep it right. Man, running the same old same. No more questions, no more games. Some people think I'm nice. Some people think I'm nasty. But if you really want to know, just ask me, and I'll say I'm nasty. Oh ho ho, say I'm nasty. Say I'm nasty. Nasty. Boom boom boom.
Jackson.
Some people see I'm nasty.
The most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
Y'all are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my co-host, Todd, Stroger, Todd. I gotta stop the show. Sonia, stop the music. I like how that worked. Okay, can you make it come back on again? Do it again. All right, Sonia, stop the music. All right, let me do this. I like that. Todd, I gotta take a moment to thank everybody who has been showing us love today. The STARS program has really helped us tremendously, and I want to say that it's going to be the way for us to continue to grow. Now, I'm going to tell y'all, I'm going to be bringing you all some crazy, dynamic, off the meat rack shows. When you find out about what we did yesterday, y'all going to be like, what is going on? Because it is going down. Going down. Going down, going down, going down. But then there are the people who have taken the opportunity. Did you bust your mouth on the mic?
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, ooh.
These mics are hard. You're going to get a busted lip tomorrow. You're going to be swollen up. Anyway, I need to stop the music because I got to say that there are people that support me. You know, the What's in It for the Black People family goes hard. But I needed to say, today, dude, Todd, we got a 15,000 star donation.
Really?
15,000. 15,000 stars.
Maze will be over to your house to kiss you on the lips.
Why are you always trying to get me in trouble with my wife? Now, I need to thank.
No, I can't say that. Go ahead.
Right, because she's gonna come on. You know you already cruising for a bruise. And I think when you see Carrie one day, she just gonna haul off and still on you, and then you gonna be like,
nope. Now that you warn me, I can move like a Bruce Lee.
He was a child actor. You saw that, right? I would never want to get in a fight with Bruce. I'm not worried about Bruce Lee. Anyway, let me stop. Nidra Williams, Solo Beauty Supply, 8158 South Cottage Grove, 15,000 stars. I had to stop the music. 15,000. First of all, Nidra, anytime we call on Nidra, she is always there. I'm going to tell you, if you are looking for a black beauty supply warehouse, look, man. On the days when I trim up my beard, it's because I got my liners from over there. Mm-hmm. On the days when my hair does look nice and you see how it's growing, I went over there and I got some juices and berries and I put it in my hair. And now it's growing like, people like, Maze, you need to get a haircut. And I be saying to myself, a lot of people can't even grow this hair.
Your hair's not nappy enough. I think you might be Indian.
Oh, Lord! I got a little Indian in me. Right? I also have to send a big shout out to, I'm putting some pressure on him right now. We need the philosopher.
Mm-hmm.
The philosopher.
I heard you putting pressure on
the
him.
Philosopher sent us another 1,000 stars. So big shout out to the philosopher Salim Muwakil, who we need him. We need him here on Saturday nights, Todd. Mm-hmm. We need him to elevate the people, because everybody's making the switch. Everybody is. You'd be surprised if right now. I'm just telling you. Like I promise you, based on the phone calls that I got.
Yes.
They should just sell me the other joint. They should just sell it to me.
Oh, man.
No, I mean, because quite frankly, we're telling people no. We're telling them they can't come over.
Uh-huh.
We already got a slot. People are trying, because they get the truth. Mm-hmm. So, y'all, as we continue to acquire talent, Sonia I'm the program director here. Ain't nobody coming. Like, she looking like ain't nobody coming. You a Kamala? What was you looking at Kamala? Was you listening to a clip? Alright, so look. Oh, you don't have it? Okay. So anyway, Todd, it is my thought right now that we need more. Oh, wait a minute. Did you see it? Did you see it's like now 57 people saying Matt, you gotta go?
57? I didn't see that. Who's keeping count?
I know. Now, Todd, can I tell you what?
I mean, hey, my theory. I don't care. We need to get something out of it.
I'm with you. And all I'm suggesting is right now, you should call your boy up, right? You should hit him. I ain't gonna say his name because he's a company man, so I ain't gonna put him in a blast. But he should. The company man should go in and be like, "Look, boss."
I know I mentioned this before, and you're not like a big basketball fan, but he should go in and say the ship be sinking.
Coach, hey, coach.
All the old basketball heads will get that reference.
Hey, coach. I'm not tripping. But I don't know if you see what I see, but that water around our ankles,
yeah,
This is the shit.
Yeah.
It's time for us to make... The white boys are already abandoning. Right?
Yeah, they know that it's time for them to cut out as much power as they can.
And here's the other part. The Matagoons are making their escape routes. So the only people really still in the boat solidly, and everybody's looking to see what they're going to do, is the Black Caucus.
Mm-hmm.
Like, everybody is like, man, they can really throw a monkey wrench in this whole thing. Now, I'm going to tell you that I'm starting to think that if they don't plunge the knife in the speaker, then they're not going to be part of the power dynamic. And I'm also thinking that there's going to be an enterprising young black person, or 3 or 4 or 5, who are going to start counting. And here's what I think is going to... Here's where I think the way to do it. I jumped all the way around. But the way I think to do it is get the young guys. Get the young guys to go, who don't have anything. They don't owe nothing. They ain't got 20 years of... They ain't working for property tax consultants. They ain't got nothing to lose yet. They have nothing to lose. And they can go back to their constituencies with a bloody knife.
Right.
And say, I was part of the team that said enough is enough. Now, here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say, who will be the black people that are pro-black liberation? You know, Madigan is now threatening them with the map. Right? He'd be doing these little subtle things like, I'm here to beat Donald Trump. Everybody like, you worse than Trump. Then he said, and help Joe Biden get the victory. We got Kamala. Then he says, and to usher the census through. We've got the failing census right now. Oh, you know what? We got the census is failing right now. Right? It's like... that's why they coming. But I'm gonna tell you, we're gonna get the census numbers up. Black folks, once we get on, we're gonna help you, because you know, could you imagine if out of this whole thing, if I'm trying to figure out who's gonna be the winner here, Todd, because we got to be with the winner. I'm not interested. I think in this next battle royal for the speaker, I think black people should not. I think this whole black thing has gotten us in trouble. Like, honestly. This whole black thing, even with Kamala Harris, we fighting each other with nothing on the line. Well, not nothing on the line, but we ain't necessarily got no tangibles. Right. Here's what I'm going to say. Tangibles. I think that we need to, instead of talking to Black Caucus members, we need to start interviewing white candidates for speaker. And we need to say, dear white candidate for speaker, what you going to do for the black people?
Well, yeah.
Because here's what the black people going to do. They're going to say, I'm black. You get behind me, right? Right? They're gonna tell, just like they told us to get behind the Indian lady. Excuse me, not Indian. Red dot.
I think Indian worked out much better.
Red dot or feather. I think red dot makes you understand the difference.
Oh, okay.
You didn't hear that in Girls by Jay-Z?
No, I did not.
He was talking about, so when he was talking about the girls he had around the world, he was trying to explain to people he had an Indian girl, red dot, not feather, right?
Oh, thank you,
but,
Casey.
But you know that's when he was talking about his exotic women from around the world, and that's where Kamala
back in the
fits.
day when he was young.
Right. Now he got the exotic. No, he wasn't. He wasn't married. He wasn't married at that time. When he did girls.
He's only been married once?
Yeah. I mean, if I'm Jay, I'm like, hey man, I'm saying I think they all knew. I think once you got Jay-Z, you was like, give me my day. That's how that works. Like, that's like, give me my day. When you flying into town? Yeah, okay, let's stop. So, let me go to the calls, because I got a call, and I still forgot about, have we forgotten about Kamala? Is Kamala black or not? Am I black enough for you? I see I got a caller. So, William, you are on the Maze Jackson show. I know we jumped around a little bit, but you had something to say about Kamala?
Hey, how you doing?
All right, how are you?
Good, yeah. I just wanted to say, I don't think it matters if she's black enough. I think that as a collective, the black community, I think we get too caught up in symbology. Like, we want a Martin Luther King or a Malcolm X or somebody like that that's going to save us. This race thing is a caste system. It's what others see when they see us. It's not necessarily how we identify ourselves and our heritage and our history. We need somebody who we can lobby to, who's going to advocate for our needs. But I think the problem is many of us aren't educated on how that works. For example, if you were to talk to any of those individuals that were down there looting, let's assume they were all black from the Inglewood neighborhood, because we don't necessarily...
Let's not assume that. I was looking at the pictures of the people they picked up. They ain't all black, but go ahead.
I know, but let's just say some of them came from down there. How many of them you think know who their alderman is? How many of those individuals you think know how a bill gets approved in state and at the federal level? You know what I mean? I don't think we really understand. We want things that are symbolic. Even that whole thing of going down there, that was symbolic.
So here's my thing. So where are you on the Kamala issue? Right? Is she symbolism for us?
I think absolutely. That's why she was picked, because people know that they're going to see her. Because when you see her, you assume that she's black. Black, all that race thing, all that does is it's what others see when they see you, and it's how they decide what opportunities you're allowed to get. When people see her, they see black. Okay, now you throw in she's a AKA. Oh, she's definitely black. She's for us, and people assume that it's inherently some kind of advocacy that she's gonna have for all black people. We need to be more concerned about, okay, whoever gets elected, how are we going to get them to lobby? How are we going to lobby to them to get our needs met? What are our needs met collectively as a black people? I mean, even the whole idea of us being a whole black community, I think that's symbolic, because who's the chain of command? Like, how are we making our demands known as a collective?
I'm with you on that. I think I like that. I like that. I guess my question becomes, and thank you for your call. What's your name, sis?
Yeah, we missed that.
Toya.
Hey, Toya, thank you for calling. We appreciate you. And keep calling, all right? Because that was very good insight and input. I think, Todd, that's my point. My point is, I am politically, I'm still what's in it for the black people all day long.
Right.
But I think in answering, and we said this from the beginning, when we did our voters guide, that it's not that you have to be the black candidate. You have to have the best plan for black people. Mm-hmm. I think that the perfect case example of this is New York, right? And I'm not saying not New York, but like when you look at Bill de Blasio, he is black folks voted for him because he pandered to them. He said, okay, what can I give you? Now, he changed over time, etc. But he knew who to go to. Like, I feel like black candidates know that their calculation is, I don't have to worry about them. I think when people talk to me I think about Harold Washington, right? And I'm going to give you this as an example. I know it's going to offend people, whatever. But I was told that Harold Washington, this is talking to white people, who cut deals with Harold Washington, they were like, Harold was willing to cut deals with them, and he also minimized the other black aldermen or other black power players because he knew he had so much political capital that they had to roll with what he did, because no matter what he did, if he said no, black folks was going to turn on him. It's what happened to Lou Palmer, sort of, right? When he decided he wasn't going to support Lou Palmer for Congress,
he couldn't win. Now, Lou Palmer backed him to get to be the president. To be the mayor. Was part of that organizing committee. But what happens is, once you get the power, you thinking about how do you maintain it. And the way you maintain it is, if I got so much popularity with the black folks, the populace, I don't really have to talk to nobody else. Again, who is Barack Obama? Who could have held Barack Obama's feet to the fire? Honestly. For black people. Nobody. David Wilhelm.
but think about it. But nobody black could hold Barack's feet to the fire. And we are right now proceeding down a path where y'all said, like Art said, make a demand when they get in office. We're already going down the path of you can't question nothing.
Right. You have to make your demands before they get there.
Right, because once they there, they like, yo, what I need you for?
Right.
I'm going to make friends with everybody else. And so what has to happen for Kamala is she need to come off the high pedestal, right? Because you've been celebrated. They've been throwing roses at you. And you need to confront the fact that you got some real black issues.
Right.
Like, think about this. All the times that she was in Chicago, there was one black talk station. All the sister love, all the sister girl, all the fundraisers never showed her ass up one time.
I didn't know she wasn't.
Yeah, exactly.
She had to be in Chicago.
She was. She spent a whole weekend in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
Never once came to talk to her. Did y'all see her anything black? Did she come south? No. And so I'm telling you, you all are going to say yes. Yes, you. Negroes are the most forgiving, accept anything nakers I know. She didn't even come to the south side of Chicago, the west side of Chicago. And can I tell you what she ain't gonna do? Come to the south or west side of Chicago now, because guess what?
What?
It's a blue state. Why do you need to campaign here?
Yeah.
She gonna come here to collect money. She gonna do a Zoom fundraiser. They gonna, all the white women that's white progressives gonna be running around talking about, I got my Kamala button. Well, they going to not vote for it because they like, we don't want her to be the president.
Mm-hmm.
But they all get their little white pass. They all get to fight. And she gets to ignore us again. Y'all president didn't even come back to y'all town. He moved to New York on y'all. Y'all done claimed everything in the whole entire world. He took $100 million out the tax rolls and then moved to New York on y'all.
It's an international city.
Not no more.
What?
It's international. No, Chicago. Chicago. Ram said we was global. Can I tell you something?
What?
We a global city now. Like Beirut, damn it. Hey, this is the Maze Jackson Show. All right, let's go to the live lines. Let's go to caller. You are on the Maze Jackson Show. Hello?
Hey, Maze, how's it going, brother?
Great.
Great. Hey, listen, you know, that sister was talking a minute ago. She had a point. I want to make another one also about the black voice. You know, if you got several voices in the room and everybody's saying a different thing, nobody can understand what's being said. But if you have one a collective voice saying the same thing, you know fully and loudly what's being said. We do not, as a collective of people, have a single voice in that we are saying the same thing. Granted, we need to be saying many things, but we need to be saying the same thing at the same time.
I'm with you on that.
Right now, we're saying, yes, there are many things we need right now, but we need to focus on what is the priority for us at this moment prior to any election.
Immigration.
And prior to anybody getting in power, because like I said, once you get in power, it's a given. It's like, I'm in here now. I'm in the house. I locked doors.
See, go ahead.
We need to have a collective voice saying the same thing. Not to say that voice can't say something at another time different, but we need to have that focus. And if the Black Caucus can't do it, if any group of black, and I'm just saying the Black Caucus, that's just one example, but if there's any black individual or individual who claims to have the black agenda at heart, is not focused on what we need right now, what we need to say right now. Anything else you say, even though we may need to say it at a later time, right now, we don't need to talk about that. You don't need to take an umbrella out, outside when it's night, you know what I'm saying, and not rain. But we need to focus on what we need now.
Okay.
And whatever that is, that's the voice that needs to be saying.
Okay.
And if our current leadership doesn't say it, we need to get somebody else to speak for us.
Thank you.
I'm just saying.
I'm with you. I appreciate that. I got time for one more call. Let me just say that Dorothy Tillman is saying that I have, you can't compare Harold Washington with Barack Obama, and I'm misrepresenting what Harold did. So I want to make sure.
Oh no, you were right on with Harold Washington. Harold Washington had to act like he was the executive. So as the executive, you have to deal with everybody. He knew he wasn't the mayor of black people. He knew he was the mayor of the city of Chicago. And he also knew that, just as the person you talked to said, that his word was gold because black people trusted him.
Right. I think there is when you have the black mandate, I think oftentimes the black mandate doesn't always necessarily 100% work for the black mandate, and that's respect to
I'm not quite sure what you said, but
I just feel like sometimes when you know you got, it's like Pat Quinn. Pat Quinn said, I know I got all the black people now. I don't even need to talk to them anymore. Now it's like you roll or get rolled. That's what happened to black people.
But I think the mayor used his power from the black perspective. He was like, I am great because of the black people, so I am going to hit you with the black stick, and we can make a deal, but you got to know that
I can whoop your ass.
And if this doesn't help our people, then there's no deal.
Right. I think he fought for the black people, so I'm not suggesting that at all. All right, let's go to the last call. This is the Mace Jackson Show. Caller, you're on the Mace Jackson Show. Caller,
hello?
Go ahead.
Hello.
Hello. Hey. Good morning.
Good morning,
guys. Yeah, I just wonder. I don't understand why black folks continue to suffer from the Stockholm syndrome. Just put nothing and continue to want to vote for the same folks. Go out and vote for Obama for a third time if they could. At the end of the day, what her name? Kamala Harris doing the same thing. We've seen it before. That's exactly what Lori Lightfoot did. She had no connection with black folks.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't even campaign to black folks. And then during the runoff, then she needed black folks, and she got it from Willie Wilson, and then kicked them to the curb. Kamala has no history with black folks. She's not, as you just pointed out, in the campaign, totally ignored black folks, but now she's going to come for the black folks. She's going to be black again. We've seen this movie before, and yet they're going to fall for the okey-doke again.
You know what?
Yeah.
I
don't.
I'm with you. Caller. I gotta stop you right there though, because thank you for calling. I gotta stop you right there because we gotta wrap this thing up. I think Fred Waller said it best. Don't put syrup on doo-doo and tell me it's pancakes. Now, if you want to convince me to vote for Kamala Harris, right? And I think we got influence and we got a voice. Then you need to persuade us. And I'm going to suggest that calling people stupid, calling them sellouts, calling them because they got questions about your questionable candidate, right? She didn't win. If she had that much black love, she would have got saved the same way Joe Biden got saved. That didn't happen. We knew what it was. Look, y'all, this is the Mace Jackson Show. I'm your host, Mace Jackson. For my co-host, Todd Stroger, and for my musical conductor, the soul playing Miss Sonia Escobar, I am the Mace Jackson Show, asking every single day what's in it for the black people. And if you don't like it, you can still tell them. Mace said, we out of here. Peace.
AM 1570, WBGX Harvey, Chicago.
We should. Looking at this generation. Yeah, y'all.
Yeah, well, I just like to hear, now we need to hear from you. That's all.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm saying, what my point is if we just act like it's all good, they're going to be floating around like, oh, they're happy.
Like it's all good, right.
Right. I want them to know it ain't all good, and it's disgruntled black people. Now, I do think it was funny, my boy Everett said today, he said, now, we talking about Kamala Harris and her blackness and how we hate. But if you say anything about Candace Owens, it's like y'all call her every name.
Candace Owens is awful.
See?
No, she awful.
I hear you.
She might as well just be.
So Omarosa too?
No, she ought to just put on some white face and say, look, I've decided I've changed teams. I'm not even going to pretend like I'm on the black team anymore.
Shoot, I feel like most people in Springfield could do the same thing.
I don't go to Springfield. I haven't been to Springfield in 20 years. It seems like no. I went down there with Janine about 6 years ago.
Springfield?
Yeah, I ran into Lee. We had a good time.
Lee?
Yeah. The page, the head of pages, black guy. Oh,
when did I talk to Pages? I mean, I was about the black guy.
You have to give your card and say, "Hey, would you give this to?"
That's no. I didn't go to. You mean outside the door?
Yeah.
Is he? I don't remember. I just remember the white dude at the door, and he just go take it.
Oh well, they work for Lee.
Okay. All right, but again, that's a classic move. Lee runs the pages. Right, like they can go pass out the cards. They can't change the law, right? Like I'm not tripping.
Oh no! I mean,
but you know what I'm saying? It's like being at Jesse White's office. You could be. They won't stop you from making the money, but it's like they got a caste system, right? Like if you want to, you ain't gonna be number one on the 5th floor. Now you could be the number one janitor. We'll make you the head of facilities management, but you ain't getting securities. You ain't getting, right? So it's just interesting.
Yeah. Well, I do believe there's a caste system in the world.
We're at the bottom of it, Todd.
Well,
in Illinois.
I wouldn't even mention it if we weren't at the bottom.
I mean, just think about
if
it.
we're
Right
at the top, then I wouldn't even talk
I'd be
about
like, exactly, which is why the white people don't never got no problems. All right, y'all. No post show today because I got more work to do. I don't never stop now with all these shows coming. It's like I don't get no break. Leave and come back and do. I got to get me some staff. All right, y'all. Thank you to everybody.